Hmm. Let's see if anybody's on. I know I haven't done this in months because I've just been so busy with flying, trying to get some stuff done. I was in Arizona last week, if you guys know, for the turtle wax thing. That was actually really cool, by the way. Big shout out to turtle wax. Anyways, a lot of people have been writing me saying when you gonna do some more live streams. So if you guys ever see this, this is what's been going on. I've been working flight school. It's got kind of delayed a little bit. I'm about 5 flights away from having my license, and I wanted to come and update you guys. And that's generally why I've been doing it, and it's just too damn hot in Florida. We looked at putting an air conditioner in the garage and stuff like that, but generally I haven't done anything, and I really wanted to update everybody to see this later. Why I haven't been putting out videos. When it's 100 degrees and the index is 110, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make videos. I don't do it as a livelihood. There's a bunch of YouTubers out there. I met a bunch of great ones, the Turtle Wax ones. They live up north. It's cooler. Maybe they have air conditioned workspaces, but here in Florida, it just rained right now. It's really hot and humid, and I'm not in the mood to putting out the videos all the time, especially in the summer. Now it's going to start hopefully cooling off here. Like today, it was like 90 degrees again. That we're considering doing. I'm also considering putting a portable air conditioner in here in the garage, just kind of keep it cooler. But when it's 100 and something degrees, that's why I don't put out many videos in the summer. I just was like, I'm done. Thank God I don't have to do it for a live stream or have to do it for paid money and stuff like that. But I wanted to come out there just to update you guys, and I was so blessed and thankful that Turtle Wax invited me to come out and to do the hangout with you guys. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys get to see a lot of the pictures and stuff. It was really cool. It's the first time Turtle Wax has ever done it. We met the actual owners of Turtle Wax. It's an older family, and they've owned it since the original 1940s. So that was really, really cool. A lot of your big YouTubers were out there. A lot of photographers were out there. A lot of people were out there, and everybody was really generally really nice. I ran into a lot of people that knew me. I didn't know a lot of people, but they knew me, and that was actually really nice. And they actually want to listen. So big shout out to Turtle Wax. I'd like to be able to do it again next year. Let's put it that way. So we'll have the new 2020 Turtle Wax products in the next couple weeks. They promised us. So those will be hitting the Walmart shelves in November. They told us. They didn't say when, but we'll see. And that ceramic spray coating or whatever they have, it'll be the product to get if you guys haven't tried it. When you guys get a chance, everything else is fine. It works fine. But if you want like an amazing spray on the SiO2 ceramic stuff, you need to pick that stuff up. I tried all that stuff on my own when nobody was around. It was just me working on cars by myself, and I was blown away by it. It was definitely a 2 thumbs up product. So hopefully you guys will at least give them a shot, because I think even if it's around $10, like the Seal and Shine, Ice and Seal and Shine, it's going to be a miracle worker. I wanted to say at least hello to you guys. Again, I haven't been doing anything. I've been kind of lazy. When I started flight school, I knew it was going to be time consuming. So and I really had to knock that out. So I've been flying a lot lately. Well, not last week or two, but I've been flying a lot, and it's a lot of fun. Very, very expensive. I spent $8,000 already on it. I've flown all over Florida now with my instructor. I've flown by myself. I've done all that stuff. So generally that, and with this nasty heat we still have in Florida, I won't put out many videos in the summer, and I do apologize for that. But remember, I am just the amateur, average, everyday Joe cleaner. I'm not trying to be anything I'm not, and that's why I do this as a hobby, and that's what I've always done it as. So thanks so much for guys for sticking with me. I want to give a shout out, at least talk to a few guys and let me know, because there's a lot of people that kept asking me what's going on. Jonathan, I see you up in here. Nikolai, Jeff, what plane do I fly? I started out with a Citabria, which is an aerobatic trainer. It's a tailwheel dragger plane, which is really rare nowadays to fly. I learned how to fly on that. Now I'm flying a Cessna right now. 5 flights, that is dope. Jonathan, we are almost done. Ken, good to see you, man. Yeah, Christopher as well. Long time no see. Yeah. Again, I want to let everybody know, I do this as a hobby. I don't try and be somebody I'm not. I'm just an average, everyday Joe that always cleans his car, spends a lot of money on it, and decently takes care of his cars. I'm not trying to be the next big Mike Phillips detail god or anything like that. And that's generally why I like being able to keep it at my level schedule-wise. And that's generally why I haven't done it. When it's 100 and something degrees, I'm not going to do it. So I met a lot of, every big YouTuber was there. I didn't know most of them, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know half of those guys. I recognize some of the screen names, but I don't watch people's videos, so I do apologize if they're out there. But I don't, some of those guys, they have to do this for a living. They literally do it for a living, and I don't. You guys all know that. And so, like in the summer when it's hot, I'm like, I've already tested all the products for this current year. I really don't want to make them when it's 110 degrees. So that's generally part of the reason why I haven't been doing it. Because now that it's going to, like earlier this week it was only 70-something degrees, and I was like, it's time to start detailing again, start trying new products and all this stuff that all these companies have been sending me. I really want to try them out. So I've already dedicated myself. I'm going to rent some vehicles here, just some small little beater cars to rent from like Enterprise. And we're going to be trying products on there because all my cars are practically all either ceramic up or they got some good ceramic or sealant on it, stuff like that. So they don't really need much. Been waiting for one of these. Been a long time. I appreciate that. I really do. Gordy, hey man, I see you up in here. Oh, and our all kinds of reviews channel. Hey, buddy, how you been? Just busy, man. I'm burning. It's so hot in my garage right now, but I wanted to spend some time with you guys, and I hope you guys don't mind that I haven't been putting out tons of videos. It's just that, not that I don't care about you guys. It's just that this thing is, I'm really trying to change my career in the next couple of years, and I've already spent $8,000 in the last couple of months on it, so it's like, I can't screw around on this one, guys. I hope you guys do understand. What's up, 2 months since your last upload? Yeah, it's just the way it goes, man. I do love you guys. I do actually, I miss getting to talk to you guys. I miss getting to make the videos, but you need to fill a break. I don't want to burn myself out. I enjoy what I do, and that's the way it goes. Byron, yeah, I see you up in there. Missing you, brother. Thanks so much, Malik. What plane? It was the 172 I've been flying lately, and then I flew the Citabria most of the time, which is the tailwheel stuff. So that's a lot of fun. Good evening, Mr. Videos. I take care from Wisconsin. It's getting cold. I wish it would get cold around here, Daniel. It is. I don't know if you're not gonna be able to see me, but it was pouring earlier here, really heavy rain. So it's very humid right now. I think it's 90-something% humidity, and it's 80-something degrees right now. So it's very warm outside. Did you get invited to Turtle Wax Deal? Yes, I did. Just go on all the Turtle Wax stuff. That's what I was talking about. I was there with everybody else. As a matter of fact, Turtle Wax took so good of care of me. What they told us is that everybody's allowed one guest. We're going to fly everybody out there. You're going to stay in the fancy resort. It's called Mountain Shadows Resort in Paradise Valley, which is a suburb of Phoenix. And I looked around. We had nobody to watch my son. He's 3.5 years old now, Nathan is, and I said, look, if I can't have this, then I don't know if I can go. They said, let me get back with you. I said, I'll pay for my son's flight if we can do this or whatever. So they got back with me, and they said, you know what? We're going to pay for it out of our own money. They're like, give me his full name, his birth date, and everything. And Turtle Wax paid for to have my son come along with us. And that is huge because those tickets they spent were not cheap. Our tickets were $780 a person from Orlando nonstop to Phoenix, Arizona. I was like, you guys spent like $2,300 on us to fly us out there, plus the resort, which was like, oh my God. Turtle Wax went out of their way. They said they want to start doing this every year. They want to start flying out people out there. They want to show the new products. Every couple of months, they're going to start releasing 1 or 2 more products. They're not going to do it once a year anymore, they said. They said they're really trying to change the game of the way they're doing it, and it was really cool getting to talk to those guys. Most of the head people from Turtle Wax, they all knew me, because remember, I went to Turtle Wax, 2 or 3 years ago, went to their headquarters in Illinois, and when we were at some of the some of the dinners where, you all sit down and then the speakers come and talk, the people come and sat next to me and started talking to me. I felt like, I'm like, man, there's a lot bigger YouTube channels over here, right? A lot bigger guys, and I'm just a small fry. And they're like, dude, we watch your stuff all the time. We've been watching you for years, and we like what you say because you give us either the raw, whether you like it or not, what you'd like to see changed, and we really appreciate that. And I was honestly shocked about that because I'm like, I feel like I've always been a nobody. But you have the head of R&D was sitting next to me for like 2 nights talking to me the whole time. Their head manager was like talking to me and my wife forever because he met us last time we were up there. And they really went out of their way. So I got to give Turtle Wax props on that. And now that I've tried their ceramic spray stuff, which has the SiO2, I think you guys are really, really going to like it. If you like Seal and Shine, oh my God, get ready for the ceramic. Just a couple spritzes on a car that was completely dead, had no wax on it, nothing. A couple spritzes on it, wiped it down, shot it with the hose, and that's what you guys got to see on Instagram, on Facebook. That was exactly what I did. Now it's just like, oh my God, it's stellar, and it feels slick, and I think you guys are really going to like it. I told him I wasn't that thrilled about the car wash. This is just for you guys to know ahead of time that you guys were interested in that kind of stuff. I told him I wasn't that thrilled on the car wash because it wasn't slick enough for me, and I really like the slick feeling of it, and they said it's not designed for that, and it's not designed for the foam cannon. It is designed to have kind of like a wash and wax, but they're actually using like a SiO2 ceramic kind of thing as well in it. So that's what's changed it all. So I did notice when I actually washed it on a car that had no wax and I took it off, it did actually beat up some. Is it as good as the ceramic spray bead? No, but it gave you just a really nice thin layer of protection and a little bit of hydrophobic coating. So when I go to test that, I'm gonna have to make sure I say it because you know me, I don't like stuff that's pushing around water. And I kind of felt that way, and I did tell him about that. I'd like to see some things changed, but he said this is what it is, and that's why. But he has made other stuff, and he told me about some of the stuff he's made, and I said, well, why don't you bring out the ice line for the ice line and make out just a regular car wash that's like what I'm requesting, and then you leave the wash and ceramic wax. to the actual hybrid line that you guys are running now. The hybrid line is supposed to be their like top end line. The ice will now be below it, and then their regular green bottles are going to be their typical cheap stuff they always sell. So that's the kind of price thing there. And I figured, I'd explain what was actually going on, but he sat down. He's like, I'd like to talk to you. So I was the last one in the parking lot, right outside the Auto Car Club, and I'm testing out all the products on one of those Audis by myself. Everybody but by then had already went in. And I was like, I'm going to test it all on my own. So I was just working on their Audi that they had out there next to the hose and the bucket. And I was going through, and he came over and started talking to me. He was like, I'd like to talk to you and what you think about this stuff. He said, because I was really heavily involved with this product, and I'd like to see your thoughts on it. And I told him, I'm like, look, I really like ceramic spray. I like the wash and what do they call it? Spray as you're wet or something like that. When the car's wet, you spray it, and that's the way it goes. I said, that's fine too. I said, I love the ceramic spray. The detailer is fine as well. But I said I wasn't that thrilled on the wash, and that's when he was explaining to me. So I really liked the way he listened to me. I said, look, I know I'm just a small fry. I said, but I'd like to see you guys have a regular wash that can compete head-to-head with Meguiar's Gold Class or Mother's California Gold or whatever it is they call it, their regular stuff. I said, I love that. And he said, well, what other companies do you really like? I said, Eagle One Nano Wash and Wax. I love that stuff. I love the Mother's Wash and Wax. I said, there's a few others that I know. I said, the Wax Gods up there. I like that. The Wax Shop, Wax Shop. And he said, I said, that's when I suggested, look, if you guys could make it under just the ice line, just a straight shampoo that competes head-to-head with Gold Class, I said, I think you'd have a winner. I said, why don't you guys have any tire shine? He said, well, we do. And he said, Meguiar's basically has the whole market on tire shines. And I'm thinking, so you have an open opportunity to go out there and go head-to-head with them. And I don't know what their idea is on that, but Turtle Wax just doesn't seem like they're interested in making a tire shine. So I'm like, just make an aerosol tire shine that's wetter than wet. I said, that's all people want. That or just a low-key shine. I said, that's all you need to make. And he said, I can make it, but I just don't think the Turtle Wax management or upper owners aren't interested in that. And I'm like, that's a missed opportunity because you're just going to let Meguiar's run away with it. So I really liked the way they came and talked to me. So it was a lot of fun, very informative. They let me drive a Mercedes G-Wagon, AMG. That was a lot of fun. And it's beautiful out there in Phoenix, beautiful. So they really took care of us out there. I would love to get to do it again. I don't know if they'll ever invite me again. They might be like, I don't like your views. But we'll see what happens, and I had a lot of fun. Let me get back to your stuff. What tire shine you like that won't sling much? Any of the cream applicators. That's exactly what I told him too. Any like the cream applicators where you get an applicator pad like chemical guys VRP or anything like that. That stuff usually doesn't sling very much. Anything that's like a gel or whatever, where you put it on the nice thin layer with the applicator pad, usually really cuts down. It's great seeing you again as well, Patel. I'm glad to see you guys as well. I mean, it has been a while, and I really, I didn't think a lot of people would still be around. Honestly, I thought I was going to get on tonight, and there might be like 5 people in here. So I'm actually pretty shocked to see 30 people on a Saturday night when it really wasn't. I never came out and said, hey, I'm going to do it. I slapped it up on Facebook. I figured you guys would come find it. If you did, you did. And I'm really surprised. So thank you so much for guys sticking with me. Adam's the chemical guys. Adam's all day long. We definitely do. The most important. What's up, Miranda? Hey, buddy. Good talking to you. See, I got to meet Miranda when I was out there. He's a very cool kid out there. Him and his wife are actually everyday detailers. They're not like me. I'm the everyday. Probably of all the people that were in that room, I'm probably the guy that is just your average everyday person that still works a regular job every single day of the week, still has to go to work to get his health care and his pension and all that stuff, pay for the bills. And then I do it on the side as just a hobby. I like to keep my cars nice. So Miranda and them, these guys were all like, oh man, I do this every day. I'm a pro kind of thing. And I'm like, I'm just the regular Joe, man. That's all I've ever been. So thanks so much for stopping by, man. I appreciate that. Turtle, what is the best new Turtle Wax product you used? So the best new product I used was the ceramic spray and whatever it's called. Yeah, it's called ceramic spray. Either way, it's damn good. I tried it on my own when nobody was around, and I loved it. A long time, Brian. It has been. I need to buy some Seal and Shine soon. You really should. Even though if you can wait a couple more weeks to a month, get the Turtle Wax ceramic spray as soon as it hits the shelves. You will not be disappointed at all. I was loving it. I was spraying it everywhere on the Audi. iPhone, where you been, dude? I've been in flight school, man. I do apologize. Flight school, it's 110 degrees here in the day, and when it was in the summer with humidity and everything, and I'm like, I am not washing cars to make the video during a nice day at 110 degrees. I'm not doing it. When I wash my cars now, it's either late in the evening or it's early in the morning before the sun is really out and I can get a good quality video. So I'm like, I'm just going to knock it out real quick and then pull it back in the garage, dry it, shut the garage door. And that's generally what I've been doing. So I do apologize again. I love you guys. I really like hanging out with you, but I'm not looking to die. I'm not looking to make YouTube a career. I just do it as a lot of fun hobby. And that's the way it's always been. If you need a car to clean, I live in Orlando. Yeah, dude. I'm probably gonna get some stuff. We'll see what happens. I'm still gay, by the way. Okay. What's going on, man? How are you flying? Oh, flying is the best, Brian. I'll tell you, I've flown out to Brooksville, Ocala, flew into Sarasota, flew into Venice, flew into West Palm International, Winter Haven. I've flown most of all Central Florida, and the farthest one down, I've flown into where Melbourne. Where else have I flown? Obviously around this whole area here, but I would say it is one of the best experiences I've ever done. Was chasing my boyhood dreams of being a pilot. I never thought I'd be able to do it because I wear glasses and contacts in the military. Was immediately like, you can do whatever you want, but you're never going to fly for us. So they kind of like put me on the back burner, and I knew that. I wore glasses when I was a little boy, so I couldn't do it. And but doing it now, it's been a blast. And getting to think that I can do this in like 3 years as a regular commercial airline pilot, for Delta or one of those, hopefully. That's just crazy. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. You know how many more cars I could buy? So I'm loving it. When you're up there, it's so beautiful. It's so peaceful. There's no traffic up there to deal with. You can see everything from the sky. You see all the people stuck in traffic, and you're just cruising right on over. A couple of the airports we've flown into have been on the Gulf of Mexico, like Sarasota and Venice. So you actually come in to land over the Gulf of Mexico, and then you come over those big multi-million-dollar houses, and then you come in and land. And it's been a blast. I don't know how much more to say. They treat you like you're a god as a pilot. I mean, you walk in there, here's free Cokes, here's this for you, here's all this stuff free for you, and you're like, damn, it's been a lot of fun. I really like it. Good to see you back. What beer are you slipping on? It's a German beer, actually, right now. I'll show it to you really quick, brother. Sorry if I'm way behind on answering the questions. Do bear with me. I'm trying to get stuff out, and I want to just kind of spend a little bit of time with you. It's called Warsteiner. It's a German beer. I forgot where it's out of. It's a German Pilsner, but I forgot where it's out of. Well, Warstein, Germany. So I really like German beers. I've been to Germany a lot. As a matter of fact, we were supposed to go to Germany next year for the spring, but in the last 2 weeks, our air conditioner on this side of the house went completely out, and it's one of the giant ones. It was $11,800. Today, we had the roofers come out because they're like, you got light coming through your roof when they were replacing the air conditioning up in the ceiling in the attic. They came out and said, yeah, part of your roof has to be replaced. And we're like, you've got to be kidding me. So we got this big 20 or 30 foot section that has to be replaced now. And now they gave us a quote about $4,000 to replace that small section. And I'm just like, damn, when it rains, it pours. And so it's whatever, you know what it is. I am reading the chat. It's just that I'm way behind you guys. So how's the baby doing? Very good. He's 3.5 years old. He goes to the private school down the street, and he is loving it. We've been on a couple cruises since the last thing. So he's up to 10 cruises now he's been on with me. You got cherry car wax. Oh, okay. Cherry car wax, I think, is nothing more than their butter wet wax, just colored and scented differently. You can use a foam applicator and spread the wax DA polisher and then wipe it off. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you. Yeah, man, Miranda, I have a lot of fun. I mean, it was good getting to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm way behind and you've already left it already, but it was good getting to meet you guys. A lot of faces, a lot of names I've heard of, but honestly, I don't watch a lot of other channels because when I get home from work, all I want to do is kind of just chill out. So I might watch I love car reviews. I'm a big car guy, as you well know. I mean, I got the GTR here and all that stuff. That's just me. And so I love watching new car reviews from the big channels and stuff like that. And some other things I like whatever, just whatever stuff I like to do. And then a lot of times I'm going over the test questions and practice questions for the airline or the private pilot exam. That's the next thing I have to do now is take my private pilot actually written exam now for the FAA. So my instructor's been all over my tail the last week. I'm like, dude, they've been doing so much work on our house, and I'm getting 3 and 4 hours of sleep at night. I'm like, I don't care about the test right now. I'll get to it when I get to it. So that's what's been going on. I remember the gay jokes. I got a car. My Fine mirror is too good. There are still scratches throughout, but gloss reflections makes them. Yeah, you're gonna probably need to polish out those scratches there, buddy. I mean, it's not that hard. I think a lot of people in this world think polishing and compounding and all that stuff is really hard. And to be real with you, it's not. It's really, really easy. Get yourself a Guerrero's Garage DA polisher. It's like $150, $140. As a matter of fact, I think they have a new is it called the G9? That's taken the place of the 6-inch one that I've had for years. just get one of those. You don't need more unless you're going to go to the high end and you want to work out a ton of them. I'd suggest maybe like a flex polisher or something like that. But for every day, you're going to use it a couple times a year. Just get one of the Grills Garage ones. You're going to be happy. I did the entire GTR with it. It shines like crazy. I did the Civic with here. My wife got a couple scratches on the minivan because she's a bad driver and she ran into she hit a cart with it in some bush or something. And I got it all out with there. I've done stuff. The Blue Prelude, by the way, is not here right now. It's getting all the stereo rewired. So earlier when I had the 5-speed swapped, where the wires were running through was actually through where the manual transmission would have gone, because remember it was automatic. Well, when he did, he had to pull all the wires out. So they have the Blue Prelude right now, so I can get the whole thing is getting rewired again, so I can have my speakers and stuff. Because I had no music coming out. I had one speaker that had music coming out. That was it. So the Prelude's not here. What's up, Chad? When are new Turtle Wax coming out? They said it is coming out in November. Is when you'll start seeing them in Walmart. I do not know. They said between $10 and $15. So they're going to have what's called the hybrid line. Their hybrid line is their high-end line they're coming out with. Before it was the ICE line. Now they're actually going for the big boys by hitting out the hybrid line. So look for that in the next 4 weeks, let's just say. 4 to 5 weeks, you should start seeing them roll into Walmart. I was at Walmart earlier today, and they don't have anything yet. So look for it around then. Bitburger and Berliner Pills. Yep. Jeff, I really like the Cologne Kolsch. Again, we were supposed to go there in the spring, but I don't know now because now we have about $15,000 we have to pay off like soon as we possibly can, with having the air conditioner fully replaced on this side and the roof having to get replaced in the part of it. So I don't know if we're going to be, we discussed we don't probably going to take any really big cruises over the next year or two, so, or at least over the next 6 months until we can get our head back above the water again, trying to pay it all off. Dalton, you owe us for being so long. What do I owe you, man? I always see your messages. It's just that I've been really busy. Have you checked the new Turtle Wax lineup yet? Greg. I was there at Turtle Wax. That's what we've been talking about. I love your new Honda. Oh, this Type R, this thing is filthy. So it rained. Like, we didn't have rain for almost 2 months. What? Nathan? No, go inside, please. Oh, you guys want to see Nathan? There's Nathan right there. Say hi. So Nathan's here. I want you to stay in the house, please, okay? I don't want you out here right now because it's all wet out here, okay? So go back inside the house, please. You're not old enough to drink one of these. So, yeah, hold on. Yeah, I don't know if Miranda got to see thing. Here, let me open it up for you. There you go, buddy. Stay in there, okay? Keep playing your stuff. All right, I don't want him out here. Everything's soaking wet. He's only in bare feet and stuff. Jacob Moon, what's up, man? It's been a while. My mom is going on Delta, doing reservations right now and be able to fly anywhere. Cool, that's awesome. 2 of the guys from my job, they work at Delta during the day, so that's pretty cool. Venom, I see you up here. I spent 8 hours compounding the car. Damn, it's 8 hours. When I did the GTR earlier this year, I don't know how long. It was a long damn time before I felt like I was very happy. Like, I would go over it and then bring out the swirl finder light, and I would find like one damn fine swirl on that paint, and I was like, it's not good enough. Like one line across this whole section, I'd be like, not good enough. Got to go over it again. And I was going so OCD with the damn thing that because of that, I was like, now it just shines like crazy. Like, there's nothing. If you take a swirl finder light to the GTR, you can't find anything. As a matter of fact, I completely ceramic coated the whole back end of the car because I was like, no. It gets all that dirt thrown up from the big old back end of it. Like, the Civic is horrible. It has so much dirt on the back of it. You drive it one time in the rain, and the whole back end is just filthy. I don't know what the design is, but it's the way it is. All the Civic guys complain about it. Any good polish you bring for the new car with some slight swirls? I'm telling you right now, if I could tell you anything, you see 3D right there, 3D Car Care? 3D1. It's a hybrid compound polish and stuff. I think it's a hybrid compound polish sealant. So I got to try it when I was on the Civic Type R. It's right here. Hold on. I hope you guys can see this right quick. Hybrid compound and polish, okay? This thing is stellar, okay? I got to try it on the Civic Type R. One pass, all the swirls and the little, the A pillar or the B pillars were completely gone. Highly, highly recommended. I think it's around like $14 for that, but you're not going to use very much of it. So I highly recommend that product right there. Last time you live streamed, I was buying a new car. If you remember, I got rid of the truck and now have a platinum white car, kind of cream pearl. White with flake in it. Any advice for white? You're going to be chasing that white car like crazy trying to keep that thing actually clean. I'll tell you that right now. Like, if it rains, it's there. Honestly, if I could tell you anything, If you guys don't want to hassle with it too much, ceramic coat it. I'm telling you, ceramic coat these cars, guys. If you don't want to have to hassle with it, get it ceramic coated. You know, I have most of the Civic Type R ceramic coated. You guys all know that by now. I've been taking it to work lately because my Blue Prelude I use it to work. That's in the audio shop this whole week. And when I get out of work and it's been raining all night long, it beads like crazy. And I haven't even taken care of the car in like last probably month. I haven't washed it, and it's beautiful. It's filthy. It still beads up like crazy. Highly recommended. Highly recommended if you want to ceramic it. PBJ, what's up, man? What areas of Germany have you visited? I visited most of Germany. So back around the year 2000, it was 99 when I first went to Germany. I've been to Munich. I've been through Nuremberg. I've stayed in Dresden. I stayed in Cologne a lot. I stayed in Kaiserslautern by Ramstein Air Force Base. I've been around most of Germany. I'll tell you that. But I only stayed in like 4 or 5 spots. But I've actually been around. I'd say everything but really northern Germany I've been around. Like southern Germany is beautiful. They've got giant Alps and stuff. It's some of the prettiest area I've ever seen in my life. Highly recommended there if you haven't been to that part of Germany. You're right, man. Fulham Beach is a different world from Orlando. I told you that. It's nothing like here, man. It's nothing like it. Fire ants are venomous. Okay. I remember I've been bitten by many fire ants living here in Florida. Yeah, he's getting a lot taller, iPhone. Your baby is cute. Yeah, he's 3.5 years old, guys. He was born in March of 2016. 2016, yeah. So he's getting old now, you know what I mean? Nice seeing you included turtle wax. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm not a big channel. I'm 30,000, whatever. I don't even pay attention to it because I've been in flight. I'm really trying to get this flight thing down. I'm really trying to change careers. And with me spending $8,000 since June, this is no joke. You can't screw around. Okay, you're in now deep. So the way I see it is I can't screw around. I have to get it done. I wanted to leave my company after this many years. I've been at my company for 22 years since I was a 17-year-old kid. Okay, my birthday was like 2 weeks ago. I'm ready to retire out of there in the next 2 to 3 years. So I'm hoping to have 3 years, have everything I need done. So that's kind of what I've been doing and I really got to keep my head on straight and go from there. As a matter of fact, the GTR will be paid off next month. That car will be paid off next month. I haven't even owned it 3 years, and that's been a blessing and a half to have that done. I talked to my wife, and we're looking probably sometime in the spring to buy a used airplane once I have my license and everything, so I can start flying, building up the hours, take the family places, and stuff like that. We'll see what happens, but until then, I'm just going to make like triple payments now on the Civic, like how I did on the GTR. But that's I really do not want to screw around with my future career here. And that's basically what it's been doing. It's not meaning to like throw you guys off or anything like that, but with that in the 110-degree heat, I'm just not interested in making videos during the middle of the day anymore. I want to wait till it cools down, and then I'll go back outside and make videos. Penguin from dull to shiny, but paint can continue to scrolls though. Hard to avoid it. Honestly, it's not that hard to avoid scrolls. I don't really get too many scrolls. Over time, I will. Always change your pads. Change your wash pads, guys. If anything else, 3 to 6 months, swap out your mitts. Swap them. Just keep it going. I use my 2-bucket method. Some people don't. Some people use different ways. If you really want to get butt anal with it, you could straight up just foam can in the damn car, rinse it all off, then come back and hand wash it. That way, most of the heavier dirt has already been knocked off the car, and go from there. But honestly, I just keep rotating my mitts. About every 3 months, I go buy new mitts. I wash it. Those mitts now become like wheel mitts. And then the old mitts just get tossed out. And that's what I do. I just keep rotating my stuff so you don't have grit that gets built up on your stuff and you're not causing swirls. That's generally the way I do it. It's a cheap way to do it. My mitts cost, what, $5 to $10 each is what I buy them at. And then, you know, how long does it take you to take swirls out of your car? Hours. Okay, I make this much money per hour. So it's like, yeah, I'll buy a $5 to $10 mitt every 3 months. No problem. Yeah, he was a baby, Malik. He's gotten older. When will you receive the new Hydro Slick? I have no plans to buy anything from Chemical Guys. The last couple of products I bought from Chemical Guys have been complete turds. Absolute turds. I have no desire to buy any more Chemical Guys products. Unless one of my subscribers was just balling rich and said, Chad, here's $40. Go get that Chemical Guys wax. That's fine. But that Hydro, whatever it was, the ceramic spray coating, that's not ceramic. That was pure trash. Within 1 week, it had faded here in the Florida sun. 1 week. And then I made that video again. So I tested it a second time before I made that video. And it lasted less than 2 weeks. So I knew I was right, that I wasn't doing it wrong. And I was just floored. I'm like, what a piece of crap. Why wouldn't you just get a spray-on wax? And they were charging $40 for it. and their car wash was trash. I'm just like, I have no more reason to buy any more of their products. I'm sorry. Unless one of you guys are just balling and saying, Chad, here's 40 bucks. Go buy this stuff for me, please. Test it out for me. Then I honestly have no desire to actually buy any more Chemical Guy stuff because most of their stuff is complete crap. And I just haven't found anything in a long time from there I'm actually decently interested in. You know what I mean? Some of their products are just, they're fine, they're okay, but they're not blowing me away. But then most of their products nowadays just seem so watered down and crap. And that's why I'm just like, nah, I'm good on that. Christopher is going very good, man. Very good. What's up? Just ceramic coated my car. Very happy the results so far. Ready for the harsh? Yes, harsh in St. Louis. I didn't think it was that harsh in St. Louis, but I'm glad to hear you ceramic coated your car. It's really easy to keep a ceramic car updated. You can put some Car Pro reload and stuff on it once every couple months. I think you're going to be happy. I love my now the basically. So you guys a lot of times don't know what I've done. Like most of the Civic Type R is ceramic coated. The only thing that's not is basically the hood and like the front doors, that kind of stuff. Everything else, your quarter panels, your bumper, your mirrors, your pillars, the roof, the whole back end of the Civic Type R is completely ceramic coated. You guys just don't know that in the videos because every time I'm doing tests on products, I'm usually testing them on the hoods, correct? So there's no point for me to put it back there when whatever. I'd rather have the best protection I can on the car. So that's generally what I do. I just leave the hood here for open testing results. It's Big B, but they ain't just showing what? It's a Big B, but they just mad you showed dirt up. What's up, long term suit? Aaron, it's for sure. Maybe I can bring some products. I can fly anywhere. Turtlex has changed the game. They are getting a lot better. I'm gonna tell you that. Can you use car detailing products on an airplane? Yes, you can. From what I understand, a lot of people actually do. Sadly, though, most of the planes that I've flown in are much older planes. They're not newer. And like the one they got me training in right now, this old Cessna from probably like 1965. The paint is fading. The interior looks like complete crap. It checks out fine. Of course, every year as an airplane, you have to have an FAA certification from a mechanic. He has to go through it from top to bottom. If something doesn't fly, you don't go flying. You don't have the certification to fly that plane. So those, just the interior is just crap. It's like falling apart. But who really cares? I'm just learning on it. I'm not wanting to buy one of those planes. So it works out good. Florida is very hot right now, very muggy. It just rained again earlier. It's poured, so the humidity is through the roof right now. iPhone, you're killing with donation. iPhone's a baller. That's why we love him. Work out every clean panel. DA blow them out. 20 Sienna got excellent stereo system. Yeah, I love my Sienna. I don't know if you guys see it right there. That's the Sienna. I hope you guys can see it. I pulled it in because I was going to do a late night wash. Because tomorrow it goes in for, it's just 55,000 mile maintenance. That thing has 57,000 miles on it already. And it's only, It'll be 3 years old here in a couple months. And man, she drives the hell out of that van. So, yeah, it's going in for its checkup tomorrow, 55,000 mile maintenance. And so I'm going to go ahead and wash it because those dealerships, you'll put the sign in the window, do not wash. They bring it back out and wash it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put out a couple LED lights and do it. Speaking of LED lights, you guys know I have the big old LED lights around here that I usually light up if you watch my live stream for a while here. Well, we had the electrician come out yesterday because they were rewiring something in the house, and they said, oh, we can put all those in your ceiling up here, and we'll charge you like $200 to wire them all up to the main switch here. So I said, okay, cool, let's have you come out. So I don't know when they're going to call. They're going to look at their schedule, but I called their boss, said I want it wired. So hopefully sometime in the next 2 weeks, I'll have like 7 LED light bars up here for really lighting up the garage. Should really help. At least Florida's not on fire. Too soon? No, it's raining here all the time. Like the last week, it's just been raining. What is your honest opinion of the new Turtlebox stuff? Sure, PB. I tested it when everybody went inside the Auto Car Club. I was like the last person left testing all the products on my own. So I had the Audi RS5 that was sitting out there, a green one, and nobody else was out there. A couple people sitting standing in the garage bay, but that was it. And I decided to try everything on my own. Well, they were cleaning it up outside, and I didn't want anybody hassling me. I didn't want anybody up in my grill and asking me, well, this is how you do it. No, I don't want that. I just want to do it on my own and see what things were like. So I will tell you the quick rundown here. The detailer, spray detailer, it's fine. It has a little bit of protection in it. Totally fine. No issues whatsoever. I'm not the biggest detail spray guy, but hey, a lot of guys I know are, so I have no problem with that. Then you have, I think, what was there? Let's see. Across the way they had on a car they were testing out was it's basically waxes it as you wash. So when the car is wet, after you wash it, you spray it on there, and then it applies a nice, like a spray ceramic wax on there. And that was fine. I'd say that it got me a good 8 out of 10 on there because it wasn't the tightest beads in the world. They were very good, mind you. So what I did, literally, this is what I did when nobody was around. I sprayed it on there once, and then I put it down, and then I went back a second time and added a second layer. That really made a big difference by putting the second layer on. And I was like, okay, that's decent. Probably about a good 8, solid 8 out of 10. Then I tried their ceramic spray wax, whatever the new stuff that's going to be the Queen Bee. Mind blown. I literally had it side by side with the sprays you wax section. You could immediately tell the difference. It was so much tighter beating and sheeting. It was nuts. I highly recommend that. Highly recommend that product. If you like the Ice Seal and Shine, you're really gonna like this. It was just damned good. I washed the car first. Oh, that's right. They had their wash and wax, whatever. It's very watered down for me. But I did talk to the R&D guy. His name's Mike, who's their head chemist. He talked to me a lot, actually. It was really cool of him. And he told me it's not designed to be the slickest stuff in the world because it's designed to be more of a wax protection as well. So we had a car that had no wax on it. It was completely faded. It was a donor car from Audi. Audi donated like 15 cars for us to use on this a day-long event. And so I had no protection on it. It was crazy. And I noticed it was definitely beating afterwards, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's not really meant as a traditional wash. It's more of a wash and wax, and because of that, it won't do good in a foam cannon. They already explained that. I said it won't do good in a foam cannon, and it's not. It's kind of watered down feeling. But I did at least understood what it was, and that's why I explained to them. I was like, please make a new ice wash. Make it with super thick, rich stuff that you could put in the foam cannon and just sell it under the ice spray. And he was like, I'll think about that. And we talked about financial side of it. I said, look, brother, I said, be real with me. How much is it for the wash and wax in that bottle versus how much if I just had this amazing car soap? We talked about a car soap like Meguiar's or something like that in there, like Meguiar's Gold Class. Eagle One, something like that. He said, honestly, that would be way cheaper for us to bottle. I'm like, well, there you go. I said, this is my recommendation here. You to have another ice line car wash, but just a car wash. Not a car wash and wax, just a car wash. It'll be amazing in the foam cannon. Amazing, super rich suds. It's super rich and foamy, plus very slick. He said, I like that. We might have to talk about that. I'm like, that's all. I said, look, I'm a one small fry, but I said, that's what I think would push you over the top. It'll be cheaper than the wash and wax, and it'll be stellar. If you say you get up to Meguiar's level, Mother's level, I really think you have a contender on your hands here. I said, because people just shoot turtle wax as the cheap stuff. And I said, this is what you need. And he said, we might actually talk about that. I'm like, that's all I wanted to tell you. So, it was really cool that he actually listened. But the other thing I didn't get to try was they have a new all-in-one polish. So it's an all-in-one polish and a wax. So it's a ceramic wax and polish at the same time. So it's kind of like the 3D1 or HD Speed from 3D. It's like an all-in-one. It'll get swirls out plus wax at the same time, that kind of thing. So that was really cool as well. I didn't get a chance to personally try that though. Their pads were all matted down with stuff, and so I never got to get a shot to try it. They had one of the flex polishers that are battery powered, which was really cool by the way, but I didn't get a chance to play with that one. What I was talking about white cars. Why is it gotta be white cars, bro? Honestly, put some regular sealant on that white car, bro. Put some carnauba wax on it. But I will be real with you, brother. If I would tell you right now, if you have a brand new car, ceramic coat that thing. Just be done with it. You're gonna love your life once ceramic coated. I'm sorry, guys. What do you feel about using microfiber cloth cars? The funny thing is, you mentioned that, Pooh. When we were at the Turtle Wax event, Turtle Wax was actually using microfiber towels to wash their cars because they had a mitt and the mitt wasn't doing something right and they didn't like it, so they just had microfiber towels. It's not really what I would personally use. I like the mitts, but I got to use it and I was like, it's fine, it's whatever. But I don't know. I personally like the mitts more. Chemo Guys foam blasters. Not the foam blasters. I do have the foam cannon, and it works fine. It works just like any other foam cannon out there. But the foam blaster, no. Welcome back, Super Dave. 99 cents from iPhone. California is hot and literally burning up. Florida is hot, but it's very wet and humid right now. Your beer is getting warm. It is, but I want to be able to speak to you guys just for a few minutes. You know what I mean? Do you see the other YouTubers? Yeah, we're all in the same place. So, Aaron, give you an idea. For anybody who doesn't understand the way it went is, Turtle Wax contacted photographers, bloggers, other companies that they deal with. Example, like Advanced Auto Part was there. Auto Geek was there. They brought in a lot of people not just from YouTube. And I'd say about half of them were from YouTube. The other half were like bloggers, photographers that do a lot of car photography. Basically, what they wanted is to hype up their new line, let everybody try their new line, and really show that, look, we know we're Turtle Wax, but we don't want to be known as Turtle Wax, the cheap stuff. We want to be able to put it out that we put out some badass products. And that's what they were really doing. They really spent a lot of money for it. So yes, we were all in the same resort. We all went on the big bus rides to where they took us to the places. We all went on the big car drives. Everybody was assigned a car when you got to the auto car club, and then you were able to drive. We went out to the mountains that one day, and on the last night, and we got to go out to the mountains and watch the sunset. It was beautiful over there in the mountains. And they gave me a Mercedes AMG G-Wagon. That was crazy. Not my cup of tea, a big old SUV, but it was fun to say you got to drive it. They had the MSRP sticker price was still there in the car, $168,000, and I was like, wow, expensive. I'm so excited getting the VW Touareg. It's 2001 low, 96,000 clock, but it's not bad for diesel. Diesel, I think, is definitely the way to go if you want a long-lasting, reliable. They just seem to keep going. I learned a lot watching videos. I appreciate Malik. I remember, I'm always just that regular Joe Blow that just enjoys getting to hang out. You know, I'm going to wash the cars. Like I always said, I'm not trying to be anybody. I'm not. Just a regular Joe that will give you my 2 cents on the products, and then we go from there. It's up to you guys if you want to spend your hard-earned money. And just like it's up to me for spending. And that's why I tell you right now, I won't spend any more money on chemical guys. Not unless I have subscribers that are like throwing money at me saying, Chad, you've got to buy. I've planned to buy no more chemical guys products. I just haven't had good luck with them. I'm not happy with their products. They're overpriced, very watered down, and I just don't want to. So I'm essentially voting with my wallet to say no more chemical guys. You know what I mean by that? So I'm just coming here to tell you what my thoughts are and go from there. There was probably 15 different YouTubers there. I recognize some of the people's names, but I don't know who any of them are because I don't watch other YouTube channels. So it was really cool. And if you maybe you want to learn some pro tips, maybe there's some better guys on YouTube. But for just the average everyday, I'm gonna give it to you straight because I spend my own money on this stuff. I'll just give you that straight and take it or leave it. That's the way I've always seen it. I'm just the average guy who likes to keep his cars clean, just like you guys do. Hold on. I'm a huge Toyota fan. Moz paint is bad as fuck. Meguiar's hybrid ceramic wash. Turtle Wax seal and shine for days, son, days. I hated Meguiar stuff. That crap, I have it right here, didn't last more than a month or two. And then, of course, you get the pros. Here. Let's describe this. Let's show you how it is now. You're doing it wrong. You're not doing it right. And it's stuff like that, seriously. I'm subscribed to Meguiar's YouTube channel, okay? They even had a video that said people are doing it wrong. I shit you not. And I knew, I was like, boom, you're hitting me with it. And I'm like, no, homeboy, I'm doing exactly what it is, because on every video I put, I'm not trying to cheat on you guys. I'm not trying to do stuff. And I was just like, I'm reading it word for word. I'm doing exactly what you say. It is so damn in depth for being such a crap spray wax. Why wouldn't you just get the ultimate spray wax? Their ultimate spray wax is fine. You don't need anything more than that. This ceramic spray wax is on my wife's van. Couldn't even last 2 months on the wife's van. On like the horizontal areas here. Now the vertical panels, yes, it lasted longer. But up here on the front, that Florida sun ate it alive and was like, nah, son, nah. And seriously, so I was like, what? This is horrible. I almost felt like Meguiar's took a step back, and they were like, damn, your quality is going downhill. You know, and I will tell you all day long, get the Meguiar's spray wax, ultimate wax, before you'd ever get that stuff. So seal and shine is so much easier to apply. It's just spritz, wipe down, buff off, you're done. It lasts you for months. It's like, why wouldn't I get the Meguiar stuff? The Meguiar stuff is so much stupid prep. Then you gotta spray it on when it's wet and all that stuff later. And I'm like, screw that. I don't want to do all that. I want to do it easy the first time and be done with it. And that's honestly the way I see it. And so Turtle Wax Seal and Shine absolutely blows them away. And it's cheaper. Is the new ceramic stuff from Turtle Wax better than CMX? Longevity, I do not know. Application-wise, it's just as easy. It is just as easy, Dalton. There's no issues. You just spray on a couple spritzes, wipe it on the car, flip over the microfiber towel, get off any excess. That's all there is to it. And then I hit it with the hose. If you guys got to see the Instagram, you guys got to see my, I uploaded the exact same video to my Facebook group, you'll see how damn easy that was. That took me like 2 minutes to apply the entire roof where I was doing it. You saw how damn good it was, and I was like, this is easy and this is good, and that's what I want to see. That's the results I want to see. That the turtle wax seal and shine. What was it? It was originally, it was down to like $6 and change. Now it's back to like $10 at Walmart, $9 and change. It blows away chemical guys, hydro, whatever the crap it was, spray. I just why? And you just see chemical guys living off their names. I'll give you another company. Not to bash this company by any means. Please don't understand it as a bash. Adams. Adams makes some pretty good quality products. Maybe not my most thrilling products, but pretty good products, let's just say. But they live off of the hype of their name. But let me tell you, they're still way better than chemical guys. Way better. But like, I'll give you an example. Every time, here, let's just BS with you. I got Limitless Car Care's car soap. By the way, I love Limitless Car Care. Their stuff is stellar. Anywho, back to the topic. They'll put out a bottle. Well, now it's the Halloween bottle. You have to get it. Oh, I've got to get it. I've got to get it. I've got to buy it. Oh, if I don't get it. So, I mean, they're selling the exact same damn product with a different label, and people are going nuts, and they sell out of them because of that. Adams is probably like, these dorks, they're spending all this money just to get a different label. And I'm like, what? I mean, maybe there's some hardcore lovers out there, but their people are just living off of their name, and I don't know. To me, that was never me. I just want a good product that works the first time and is a decent price. I don't want to spend $1,000 for it, and I understand a $2, $3 product is not going to do it. I want it around $10 to $12 and get me a decent quality product, and that's all I ask. I don't need much more than that. What do you think about them German cars, Audi, Mercedes, just like German? So, if anybody doesn't know, anybody who doesn't watch on any of the other YouTube channels and stuff, I don't know what they put on their channels, what happened. Basically, Audi whatever, anyway, sent us for this car thing. They sent about 20 different Audis out there, different types of Audis. And they didn't send an Audi R8, so don't ask about that. They didn't have one of those sent out. But every other Audi they make, they send it out there. They also had a bunch of BMWs, maybe like 5 BMWs. They had a couple Porsches out there. So, yeah, it was all German cars. It was really weird. I'm like, where's the Japanese cars? You racist bastards. You know, and but you know, they threw me in the AMG G-Wagon, which was crazy because, you know, G-Wagons are like for Hollywood stars, celebrities, and stuff like that. And I was like, whatever. So I floored it and drove it like a maniac because I was like, you know, it's not my car. I don't care. And it does have a lot of power because it's like 575 horsepower, but it's a giant SUV, so you can feel how heavy it is when you just hammer down the gas. You hear, oh, and it just goes, but I don't know. It's not thrilling like when you hit the gas on the GTR. I think it's like, oh, shit, and you're like, it's gone when the spool turbos kick in. Would I own a G-Wagon? No, I wouldn't. $168,000? No, and no. So yeah, it was cool. German cars, yeah, they really don't do it for me though. You know what I mean? What's your favorite brand of car wash? If it had to be over the counter, I would say either Mother's Wash and Wax or Meguiar's Gold Class. I also like Eagle One A to Z over the counter. If you're going to get stuff, you're willing to try stuff online and you're willing, I would say either Limitless Car Care, look on their website, or Wax Gods. Those are the two best ones I found offline. And those are even better than the other products I was just telling you about. I would highly suggest try some Limitless, try some Wax Gods. They're smaller online companies. But these guys are, you know, it's just small guys like you and me, started a company on their own. They still work regular 9 to 5s, and they love what they do. If you don't like something, boy, I'll send you a new product like that. Here, let me take care of you. Let me take care of you. I like that kind of stuff. That's nice. What's your best advice to clean a black Chevy 3/4 ton truck? Dear God, you better. Black is a bitch. Make sure you're using a 2-bucket method if you can. Maybe you don't like that kind of thing. Maybe if you want to use a foam cannon. Don't let dirt get into your mitt or anything where you're going to accidentally put in some swirls, because on black cars, they're going to just shine like nobody else. 3 soldiers died in Fort Stewart. Oh, I guess. Hunter, don't clean it, trade it for Ford. How's Type R been treating you? Oh, yeah, I still love it, Super Dave. It's really dirty right now. But I drive it, like I've been driving it all week and stuff like that. Hold on, I'm kind of tight. So I've been driving it all week and stuff. I love the Type R. The Type R has been a great car. It's very comfortable. The side getting in here and the bolsters is pretty hard, so you'll be like, you're stepping over to get into it or up and over to get out of it. But it's so smooth to drive. I was not driving over 100 miles an hour the other day on the Florida Turnpike. That was in Mexico, and I was just going, right? And I was down there in those streets of Mexico. It was pretty wild. And I was like, screw it, I got to run from the cartel. So I was doing like 100 and something on it. And I'm like, this is peaceful. It's like we can have a nice conversation. This thing is so calm, so quiet at higher speeds in Mexico. It just was like, wow, wow. Like in my older cars, you start getting around these higher speeds in Mexico. It's like they just get louder and stuff. Not the Civic Type R. It's just really smooth. I've really been liking it. I love the fact that it's basically got a huge trunk because of the hatchback. And you can sit behind yourself and still have 3 inches of knee room between your knees and the back seat. It is a very comfortable car. It's a Honda, so it's going to be reliable as hell, and I just like it. You know what I mean? You turn heads when you go out with that car. Get some chips. We're getting chips? Who's bringing the salsa? I want some salsa. 100,000 for a Mercedes. Wait a few years and get one for half price. Yeah, no thanks. I'm not into spending $100,000. As a matter of fact, I don't think everybody keeps asking me, Chad, what are you gonna get next? So the GTR is basically gonna be paid off. I literally owe $1,000. I owe $1,400 left on that. That's all I owe left on the GTR. So it'll be paid off next month. I'm just gonna pay it all the way off. It's done. I'm gonna get my title in my hand and be like, it's mine. So everybody's like, what are you gonna get next, Chad? You got all this money now. What are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna pay off the Civic Type R. But everybody says, well, what car are you gonna get next? I said, well, I have my family car with the Civic Type R. I have my fast cars. I have my motorcycles. I said, honestly, the next car I want to get back to 90s JDM Legends. I said, I would love a Nissan Silvia S15 Spec R with the Aero kit. For anybody who doesn't know, in America, we didn't get the S15 Silvias in America back then, and it was like 98, 99, 2000, 2001. We never got them, okay? So I'm going to have to wait a couple more years till they're legal. When I start becoming a commercial airline pilot, hopefully in 3 or 4 years, something like that, I would like to buy an NSX. I would like an older NSX from the 90s. I'd like to have a Mark IV Supra. I would love to have an older GTR as well. These are the things that I'm interested in now for future cars. Not today's cars don't do it for me anymore. There's really nothing else out there that's like, oof, I need that car. I'm just like, I've got all the cars I need. We don't need anything else. So right now, it's just gonna pay off the Civic Type R and then probably buy a plane next year, a small commuter plane where I can take my whole family on, and that's generally about it car-wise. I don't need any more. Have you heard of Shine Supply? We're regular. I've heard of them, but honestly, I don't have any. I don't know about them. Sorry, I don't know about them, so I don't want to like guess and tell you something I don't know. So I do apologize. I don't know. How long the McGuire's 3-in-1 lasted? But I honestly don't know, Super Dave. I haven't talked to him that much since then. He moved over to, I think he's in Bradenton, Florida, on the Gulf Coast with his girlfriend. He always goes where the girls go. He's one of those guys. Whenever there's he moves to wherever she is and does all this stuff, and then not to knock the poor guy, but like 6 months later, he moves back here, and you're like, what happened? Oh, it just wasn't working out. And I'm like, why did you move for, man? But I understand. He works for Publix, the big supermarket chain. His dad's a head manager, so he wants to get to where his dad was a head manager. So I think he's a produce manager or something like that now. So he's working his way up, and that's where he's at right now. So honestly, I haven't seen him in like 6 months, and I don't know how well it's lasting. CMX. So CMX faded when about 4 to 5 months it faded off, and then I put on what's on this car right now. Brain fart. I don't remember what's even on the Civic Type R anymore. I think I put Seal and Shine on here from Turtle Wax because it's so damn easy to apply and it lasts so long. I think that's what's on it right now, but I could be wrong. Please bear with me, but that's what I have. I have actually Orlando. We were talking about that earlier. Most of the Civic Type R is ceramic coated with Acc0rd UK 3.0. The only parts that's not is the hood and the doors. Your fenders, your front bumper, your roof, your mirrors, your B-pillars, the whole tail, the whole back of the car is completely ceramic coated. The minivan, the whole top of the minivan is ceramic coated because I'm too lazy to get a ladder every time I get out there to wash it. So I just get one of those long poles to clean it with, to do that kind of thing. The back end of the GTR has all been ceramic coated because I use these cars for testing, but there's no point when I'm showing you results, I'm not showing you on the back of the car or the side of the car, so that's why I ceramic coat those parts to make life easier on me. Because it actually, dirt comes off easier. Huge Turtle Wax Seal and Shine, yes. POSB maker. Okay, so a matter of fact, one of my subscribers a long time ago, Scat Pack, I don't know if he's still a subscriber of mine, so if he isn't, sorry, but I did get to try out the P&S bead maker. I actually tried it out on the minivan of all things. That thing still beads up. Now the hood is kind of fading a little bit, but for like the last 4 months, I think is when I put it on the minivan. It's still pretty good on the sides of the car. There's no joke about it. I'd highly recommend that for nice spray-on stuff. It smells amazing, easy to apply. Give it a shot. I'd recommend it. If I put it head-to-head for Turtle Wax, I don't know. I think Turtle Wax Seal and Shine probably lasts a little bit longer, but the P&S Speedmaker is pretty damn good, especially being on the big van and it's still beating up like really good. Got no complaints there. Are you using Turtle Wax Shine since 2003? What? Turtle Wax Seal and Shine didn't come out. Well, they came out last year, a year ago. Those chemical guys and abs just seem to have gotten too big, make the same product change as they are doing. Masterson's, yes, Masterson sent me a bunch of shit too recently. He sent me their Legend Paste Wax. He sent me their Dank Smell and something else, their the Whiskey Smell. He also finally, after 2 years or 3 years, sent me a banner. I haven't hung it up yet. As a matter of fact, Detail Ground sent me a banner. It's hanging right there. I got to hang these up. Now that I'm finally getting back, okay, it's starting to cool off a little bit. It's 90 degrees. It's cooling off. I know, bear with me. Where I can actually get out here and make more videos. So I got to hang up their stuff. I am going to get some little just cheap econo rental cars, and I'm going to be testing these products out on. And then we're going to see videos. You're going to see some different cars out here. I'll buy one of those, like, you know what I mean, rent them for like just the weekend from Enterprise, where we spend like $20, $25 a day on it. And that's what we're going to be testing out some products on, because like I said, most of my cars are done. As a matter of fact, Detail Ground is a big private, it's a big detail shop here in Orlando, right next to I-4 as you're driving right through Orlando. And they sent me a Brazilian company called Vonix. I don't know if you guys can see this before. It's called Vonix right here. They sent this to me. So what it is carnauba silica spray wax. But it's a Brazilian company, and they're owned by Brazilians, the Detail Ground, and so they sent me to try it. So I plan on trying that as well. So get ready to look out for some Brazilian products there. He said that this is the first of many products we're going to start sending you, and they're like a high-end detailing shop. They have all like the Car Pro. They keep Flex polishers. They have Carrillo's Garage in there. They keep what is the other stuff? Any of the high-end brands, they have it in there. They really are into high-end detailing. So big shout out to those guys. They're gonna be sending me a lot more stuff, but I got to get some. Are you gonna have a good night? Are you having a good night? I would hope so. I mean, we ran around all town all day to this afternoon. We had, well, until the roofer came by and gave us the estimate and said, well, yeah, that side of the house roof needs to be completely redone. And I'm like, God damn it. So he gave us a quote between $35,000 and $4,000 to redo that one section of the roof. We literally have holes in our roof, and we didn't know it until the air conditioning people that came in 2 weeks ago to swap out our air conditioner and came in and was like, you got lights coming through here. You might want to check your roof. And we're like, dang, dude. So that whole back end that faces the country club itself, what happened is the golfers hit our house. They hit the house, those tiles on the house, and then they break when they hit the golf ball sometimes. And when that exposes the roof now to rain and stuff, and over time, the water got into there and then rotted out the actual like roof and stuff. And so now we have a small like 3-inch holes. There's 2 or 3 3-inch holes in our ceiling now. And he's like, yeah, you need to get that whole section of the roof completely stripped in. We're going to have to take it all the way off and redo it. I'm like, God, Jesus. So in the last 2 weeks, we've spent about $15,000 keeping this house working again. So there it is. I have a big announcement for anybody out here. A lot of times we've been talking about moving in the next couple of years. Well, we've pretty much locked it down now. We will be moving in the next couple of years. We're going to St. Augustine, Florida, from what it sounds like, unless things change. My wife wants to go back to Jacksonville, where she's from. Her family's there. And what happened was that with me going to go commercial flying, I might not be home for 2 or 3 days every week. And I'll be out of town, out of state, wherever I am. So when we were there for a wedding for her best friend a couple weeks ago, I said, look, if you get me a house on the St. Johns River, then I will consider moving. Well, guess what she's been doing lately? House, look at this house. So she knows I want a much bigger garage, at least a 3-car garage, or a building in the back. We want no more HOA neighborhood. We want to be on the river itself. So she's really sending me just balling homes. Balling homes. And I'm like, look, I want an air conditioner in the garage. Okay. It's just like, that's done. Let's go back home. Let's move out of here. So we will be moving in the next couple of years. I don't know when, but that's in the game plan. I'm going to have a much bigger garage, air condition it out, and just going to have more fun with some more toys. You know what I mean? I don't have to have a whole driveway full of stuff and be sweating my ass off for videos. So I do look forward to that. So we'll see where our future holds. But right now we're almost 100% sure we're going to go ahead and go to St. Augustine, and we're going to be on the St. Johns River. So I told her I'd love a 4-car garage. Not many houses have 4-car garages unless you get into the couple $1 million range. We're not looking to spend a couple $1 million on a home. So We're gonna see. We've even thought about buying a lot and then just building a custom home and then having like a 4-car garage. So we will see what happens. So things will be changing here in the next couple of years, but as always, things change in life. Get some Japanese beer. You should tell your wife buying a Mercedes G-Wagon for 170. Yeah, no. G-Wagon, no. Where's my beer? All right. There it is. Found it. Yeah, I'm turning into an old man, by the way. Maybe my dad says, he's like, you got some gray hairs. My dad was here last weekend. Is Turtle Wax part, is Wax Gods part of Turtle Wax? No, Wax Gods has nothing to do with Turtle Wax. Wax Gods is based out of Naples, Florida. Turtle Wax is in Chicago, Illinois. Totally different companies. 2019 Altima. Funny thing about Altimas is the neighbor 2 doors down had an Altima. Their Altima was falling apart so much they finally just dumped it. They took it back. But what's the Mazda MX-5? Is it the MX-5 or CX-5? They bought a CX-5 and they absolutely love it. When I rented a CX-5, what was a couple months ago in Illinois, I was shocked. I mean, full leather and everything. I'm like, damn, this is a Mazda? It was really nice. So I think they made a really good decision, but they had so many problems with their Altima. I think Nissan is just getting cheaper and cheaper, and they're really starting to lose any street cred they had. When I was in Phoenix, we rented an Infiniti QX60, which is, the Nissan Pathfinder. A $50,000 SUV didn't even come with navigation. We were like, are you serious? It's an option. I'm like, $50,000 dollars is an option to have navigation? I just think that Nissan has fallen so behind on their quality of their cars and the car designs. It's just like, what are they thinking anymore? Like GTR is 10 years old at least. The 370Z is 10 years old. Their cars are just stagnant and they're just cheap. And they said the Pathfinder's transmission is terrible. The Altimas are terrible. I don't know. I'm not thrilled with Nissan anymore. I just think they've just gotten cheap boy land. And I'd much rather have a Hyundai or Kia any day over one of those cars. Or even the newer Mazdas. Mazdas are really starting to step their game up. Guys, about chemical guys? I don't think so. I haven't heard any rumors like that. No rumors like that. I think you would find out pretty fast. Not to say that I don't think the owner of Chemical Guys wouldn't sell out pretty quick, because I think his quality of products have gone downhill so quick, because, if he can milk more product for just changing the color and changing the scent, then he will. But do I think they've been bought out? No, I don't think they've been bought out. But I think if the money was right, he would definitely sell out and be like, deuces, I'm retired. Because the owner of Chemical Guys is what, like 48, 49, maybe 50 years old at max? He's not that old. So I think he would probably sell out if the money was right. But I don't know. We'll see. I've been trying to clean a set of Tech Weather mats. I can't get the dirt off. The Turtle Wax ice, what was it? Floor mat stuff was amazing when I tried it on my mom's old. Hey, Chad, I love you. Tried Last Coat. One of the best products I've used. I've never heard of it. Yes, the machine. I went to the Turtle Wax event. If you look at my Instagram, I was posting a lot about it. I posted some on Facebook as well. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, just follow Acc0rd79. It's pretty basic. You know me by now. Facebook and stuff. I didn't make any videos about it or anything. I was just there to enjoy the event, spend time with my family. So we flew on Sunday when everybody flew in on Monday. We asked to fly the day before. We rented the Infiniti QX60 and we went to downtown Phoenix. By the way, you could zip around Phoenix. Like, there's no traffic. Compared to Orlando, there's no traffic in Phoenix. We were like, thank Jesus. We zipped downtown. I went to Hard Rock Cafe. We were right next to the Suns basketball stadium and geez Louise. You know what I'm talking about. Over there, and the baseball team, the Diamondbacks, was like right there by Hard Rock Cafe, and right across the street from Hard Rock Cafe is the Suns play. We went right down there. It was like no traffic. We're like, what? This is amazing. Then we went to the Phoenix Zoo with my son. We took my son to the zoo. He loved it. Everything's so brand new out there because we're I guess it would be the northeast suburbs where Paradise Valley is, where the resort is, and we just had a great time. So I didn't bring a camera to record it all. I bet there's a bunch of YouTubers that did, but to me, it was just about going to see what it was like, going to actually see the products they were putting out, and just sitting there and listening to it. I didn't want to worry about having to carry cameras around. And I think a lot of the guys probably didn't either, because I didn't really see them carrying cameras either. Only the professional photographers that they were bringing in that do car events and stuff were riding around with cameras. That's about it. We were just acting crazy. Tool Guy, what's up, dude? Chemical Guys makes too many of the same products? Yes, they do, man. McGuire's all day long, Logan. McGuire's all day long. Chan, you're finally going to move? Yeah, I think so, man. We were you know, we were gonna try and stay in the Orlando area, but it's gotten so bad where I feel like I'm growing gray hairs here, brother. I can't stand the people here. They're all rude. They're all from the Northeast for the most part. When my dad was here last weekend, on one day alone, within an hour span, I counted 30 New York license plates. They're everywhere flooding in here. So this is turning into New York, New Jersey, and the Orlando area. You have a lot of the rude people, a lot of people that can't know how to drive. The prices are skyrocketing here to live. We're just sick of it. The traffic is so bad here. When we first moved here, it would take us 25 minutes to get to Disney World. 25 minutes. Now it will take you about 55 minutes to get to Disney World. 55 minutes. We're like 14 miles away. 55 minutes. It's not worth living here anymore. It's too much traffic. People are so rude here. Just trying to get people to come out here and fix the house. They don't even show up. They show, oh, we'll be there at that time. So I sit there and make sure I'm there all day long. And you call them, where are you at? And they don't even show up. As a matter of fact, the roofer today that came, we know there's a contractor, so we only use the contractor now. He said the one place he showed up to, they had a bid for, I don't know what kind of business it was. They were having 10 different roofing companies come out to bid on it. He was the only roofing company that showed up. Out of 10 that supposedly were going to show up, he was the only one. This is how people work down here. They don't work. And we're just ready to go to a smaller town. Maybe I'm getting older now. We're ready to go to a smaller town where we can just get back around. If we want to go to Walmart, it's 5-10 minutes down the road. If we want to go to my son's school, it's 5-10 minutes away. We want to go to restaurants, it's 5 or 10 minutes away. We just don't want to deal with traffic, and we just want to go back to normal Florida again. This isn't really Florida here. This isn't really New York, New Jersey, or Puerto Rico. And we're just ready to leave. We're just ready to go back to normal Florida again because it's crazy here. And I miss that anymore. And it's like when you're in the smaller towns, you kind of want to be in the bigger towns. There's a lot more things to do. But once you're in the big town, then it's just a madhouse here. And Kissimmee has changed so much in the last 3 or 4 years that it's so terrible living here. Everybody's leaving. As a matter of fact, in this country club where I live, I think there's 12 houses for sale. Between 10 and 12 houses for sale. Everybody's moving out of Kissimmee. They're all leaving. So that's what's been going on. Son, thumbs up for you too, son. You should change your channel logo with the turtle. No, I'm not trying to steal their stuff. I had a lot of fun. I've taken the turtle all over the place. If you've seen it on my Instagram, I just take that little inflatable turtle all over the place. It's been a lot of fun. I almost went to college there, but ended up not going to college at all. Okay, how's your father and all the passing of grandma? He's been fine. He works at some what is it called, like a healthcare clinic or something like that. He helps like the people get in and out of their thing, like the retired people, and like takes the cars and parks out for them. You know, these people that are handicapped, he'll actually help them out of the car, maybe wheelchair them in if they need to, and then he'll go and park their car for him, and then they'll go get their car. It's just kind of a boring retirement job. He said he wants to get back to teaching again because my dad was a teacher. He was a school principal and for many years, and then he was a college professor. But when my grandma got sick, he moved to Illinois to take care of her. But now that she's gone, he said he wants to get back into teaching again. So we'll see. He says he's probably going to move back to Florida in the next year or two. So don't know right now. My wife just bought a Rogue Sport back in May. It isn't a bad car. It definitely can be better. It's what she wanted, though, and I still don't want to argue with her. As long as she's paying the bills, and as long as it's her money, yeah, you can't tell her anything. You know what I mean? You can suggest things. I learned that a long time ago. Like, I suggested this minivan. So I went on. So my big thing to get home from every day when I'm hanging out is I want to watch car reviews. I like car reviews, all that kind of stuff. And I was watching Kelly Blue Book's online stuff, and I was looking at minivans. And I didn't want a Dodge Caravan because we went in a minivan. We're like, man, we need to get a minivan. This is awesome. And then we looked at the Honda. I remember it was Micah Muzio. I don't know if you guys watch car things. He's one of their main guys at Kelly Blue Book. And he got it was a Toyota Sienna SE, just like this. It was like maroon or something. Sorry, my nose is like really itching. And he was loving it. He just had a kid at the time, his little girl or something like that. And he was highly recommending the car. And I was like, we need to go test this thing out. So we tested that minivan. We tested a Honda Odyssey before the newer body version back in 2018. Well, that's 2017, so it was 2017. And we fell in love with it. And this is the kind of things I watched them, and I suggested, well, try this one. Well, after she drove them both, she was like, yeah, let's go with the Sienna. The Sienna's a lot better, you know. But we did. We tested out stuff, but hey, it's her money. She's paying it. Yeah, I move all the money around. I'm like the money person in our family, so I do all the finances. I put money in whatever account it needs to go to. But in the end, it was her vehicle, and she had to pick. If it was up to her, she would have stuck with another Hyundai Accent. But I'm like, You need a bigger car. We have a family now. You need a much bigger car. You don't need a dinky winky car. If you remember me from years ago, she used to have a Hyundai Tucson, but it was way too small when you put a baby seat in the back, and then there's almost no seat behind for your suitcase and stuff. So that's why we get rid of it. Oh yeah, Moz is way better. Yo, you're back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Riley, doing really good, man. I appreciate it. I've never been gone. It's just that I've been working on life changes, and when it's 110 degrees, Riley, my ass is not going to be out there making videos. I'm not that hardcore with YouTube. YouTube has always been a fun thing for me, and it has never meant to be something hard. I'd never wanted it to be a job. As a matter of fact, who was it? The Pan guy. Very nice guy in person. We sat down, ate lunch together or whatever, and my wife was with me. His girlfriend was with him up there at Turtle Wax, and I know he's a pretty big channel, and he's always like, I can't miss a video, and all that stuff. And I'm like, thank God I can miss whatever video I want when I want to do it, because I still work a regular job. I have a son. I have to watch and pick him up from school, and I'm in flight school during the days, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do that. And I love being able to do YouTube, but I love being able to do YouTube on my time. And I'm just like, I'll get it out when I want to get it out. I love that. Some of these guys are like, I have to put out 2 videos a week, or I feel like everybody's going to unsubscribe. I'm like, well, if they unsubscribe, then they don't really care about you. I want to do it so we're hanging out and I'm having fun with my subscribers. If they want to unsubscribe, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. If my channel doesn't blow up, it's never been a big deal for me. It's just what it's been for me, and I like that. I like having stress-free, and YouTube has been stress-free for me, and I like that. I've never felt like I've had to pump out videos. Usually in the spring when the new products are coming out, I do pump out the videos, 2 or 3 videos a week, but other than that, I just don't do it. Like in summers, I always take summer break. I'm like, too hot, not doing it here in Florida, no way, and I won't do it. But usually the fall is when I usually pick back up again, so it's really been cool. He's a very nice guy. I had no idea the guy was from Canada. He's like, oh, I'm from outside Montreal, Quebec. I'm like, I didn't even know you're from Canada. And then again, I don't watch his YouTube videos. I don't watch any of those channels. So I heard about his name before. I think he was on my Instagram for a while there. I don't know. But I saw a couple other people that I recognized their name for, but I was like, I don't know who they are. So that's pretty cool. If you guys watch all those channels, then that was really cool too. What is the best gloss for your cars? Go with the Acc0rd wax. Carnauba waxes seem to have the best gloss period. I like the Carnauba wax pop. Have you ever tried Colinite? No, I haven't. I have a Colinite 845, but I didn't have enough vehicles to do it. Now that I've gotten back, I've kind of felt like, okay, now that it's cooling down a little bit. Again, earlier this week, it was like in the mid-70s. It was like cold for us. I was like, we went from 95 degrees to like 74, 75 degrees is a high. Do you know how much better that feels at 20 degrees difference in temperature? Maybe you guys are always like, already like, it's cold where I am. It's 90-something degrees here right now. It's like 91 earlier today. And I was like, dude, it's a high of 75. I'm like, I'm going to make videos again. And I felt good. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go out and rent some cars, just some cheap little junker, tiny cars, eco cars, just so I can test the products on it a weekend, test 1 or 2 products on it, and make some videos for you guys. I was like, yeah, we're going to start doing this again. It's cooling off. So I can't wait to do that. We're going to slowly get to it. I'm almost done with my private license. So the next step will be then to get your instrument rating to fly through the clouds. But he said I got about 5-6 more flights left and I'll have my license. He's like, no problem. So we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. I just got to pass the written exam. So I told myself no more flying until my written exam is passed. Once my written exam is passed, then we go fly those last 5 flights. And then all you got to do is call the FAA instructor to ride along with you. He makes sure you know how to fly the plane. He asks you questions, and then he signs you off, and he's like, you got your license, homeboy. And that's generally what I have left to do. I've got to do 2 more cross countries with my instructor because we switched planes, so he wants to make sure I'm comfortable in the Cessna, which I was fine on. It was easy to fly it. And then I have to do 3 cross country flights by myself. So what they do from here in Kissimmee, you go from here to Brooksville, Florida, which is just outside of Tampa, and then up to Ocala, Florida, which is north of that, and then back to Kissimmee. You do that 3 times to get your hours and your cross country time. And that's it. That's all I have to do left. So I'm almost done with everything. It's been a lot of fun. And it's peaceful when you're up there. I like that. Again, I must be getting old because I actually like the peacefulness when you're up there. And the scenery is amazing. Oh my God. You see everything. And it's so pretty up there. I love it. Just terrific. I'm sorry it's not worth it. And it's good time. You're so young. Atlanta, Georgia is the worst traffic. My wife did her clinicals in Atlanta, Georgia. She was in All right, so if you know Atlanta, you go off I-75, hanging right on 85 as you're going to go back towards, I think it's South Carolina or something like that or whatever. She was like the second exit off there. I forgot what it was. It wasn't Druid Hills. It was right before Druid Hills, the exit before then. Anyway, she was in an apartment back there, and so I had to go through Atlanta all the time. Atlanta isn't as bad as Orlando. Orlando is a fucking nightmare. It's awful in Orlando. I-4 is constantly under construction. It's always a parking lot. Every day, some jackass from New York or something hits somebody, and now all 3 to 4 lanes wide is completely shut down. And the traffic just backs up every day. It's just a parking lot. The turnpike coming south every night now is a parking lot. So it merges in with a ring road called the 417. It's a toll road. And that where that merges in, there's always a wreck. Every day there's a wreck right there where it merges in. Every day. And because of that, those 2 lanes of traffic get backed up for about, 10 miles. 10 miles, easy. And you're not going anywhere. It's just awful living here, and that's why we're trying to get out of here. Micah's from Blue Book. Fuck, judge me later. Micah. It's Micah Musio. That's the one I want to watch. Not Mike. It's Micah Musio. I offered suggestions, but ultimately it was her choice as a car. Yes, no problem at all, man. It is her car. So if she's paying the bill, then there's nothing wrong with it. She has to live with that car. Just like my wife is growing her hair out now, and I'm not the special fan of her hair being longer, but it's not my body, and it's her hair, and she's going to do what the hell she wants to do with her hair. So I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Good luck in 2019. 4 cars of 2019. I just want to get a Mustang, bro. I want to go sideways and hit some people. Dalton, I don't plan to tell anybody I'm going to clean their cars. You know what I mean, Dalton? It's like not something you want to go tell, because I don't want them to be like, the blacklist me from borrowing their cars, you know. Why are you putting this stuff? Why are you messing with my cars? You know, that kind of stuff. I'm just going to clean it and then return it. That's it. That's all I'm going to do with it. So when they get it back, they're going to be like, ooh, this is nice. This is nice. You know, that kind of thing. I don't plan to go out there and tell somebody I'm going to clean their car. American car brand is going down. GM is on strike and Ford stopped making cars. As a matter of fact, I would say most Japanese cars are actually made now in the United States. There's very few that aren't. Let's see. With Nissan, I think the Nissan Leaf is made in Japan. Obviously, the GTR is made in Japan. The 370 is made in Japan. But I think every other Nissan now is made in the United States. Altima is made in the United States. I think Versa is. I think Versa is made in the United States now. At least the Versa is like their Corolla version. So they probably make it in many different countries. Like Corolla is made in many different places in the world. What else does Nissan make? The Pathfinder. I'm pretty sure the Pathfinder is made in Tennessee. What else do they make? The Armada. I think the Armada is made in Tennessee as well. I'm not 100% sure. So I don't know. They're just, you know, like I said, even Honda's that way. You guys all know that. The Civic, except for the hatchback, is made. I think it's Ontario. The Honda Accord's made in Ohio. The Honda Pilot and Honda Odyssey is made in Alabama. I'm trying to think. I don't know if any. Maybe the Honda Clarity or one of those EV cars they make is made in Japan, but I don't think so. I think they're even made now in the United States. But I could be wrong. I'm just your average Joe Schmo that doesn't know shit. And I will tell you that if I don't know it. So that's one thing I watched. Back when I started this channel, I remember flipping through some stuff, and some people would always act like they knew everything under the sun, and they would be 100% wrong, but they couldn't admit to being wrong. If you learn anything from being married, learn you could be wrong sometimes, otherwise it's going to be terrible. So just accept that you might be wrong. So that's why I always say, I tell everybody when I'm making these videos, I might not be 100% right, but I'm just the average guy out there. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. And I see a lot of that. I saw a lot of that back in the day, years ago. People saying they were pros, this, that, and the other, and they knew more than anybody else. And to me, it's like, don't say that. Just go out there and show them what you think about it. Show them the quality of it before and after, and you give them your 2 cents. I don't know. I couldn't handle that when I watched people's videos. I'm like, these videos suck, and I couldn't do it anymore. Versus made in Mexico, yeah. A lot of Corollas made in Mexico, if I remember right, too. The Nissan makes something in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't know which ones they made. Only 3 of the VW cars in America, since German still owns, and it shows. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been into German cars. It's just my own personal preference, just mine. The looks weren't for me. The quality of the cars were never that high. BMW and Mercedes, yeah, they have higher quality, but damn, they're expensive. 1, and 2, when you go to repair them, they're flipping retardedly expensive. So no, I don't want to deal with German cars. Japanese cars are very reliable. So, some of them have very good looks. They're cheap to repair, and they're not that expensive to buy. So Win, win, win all the way across, and that's why I like Japanese cars. Remember, I was a teenager in the 90s. I know some of my subscribers out there are older than me. I know a lot of my subscribers are younger than me. So, that's what happened to me. German beers are different. German beers are totally different, son. I could have a German girlfriend on my arm right now, and I'd be like, honey, I do not like German cars, okay? And I seriously would. It's just my opinion. And that's the way I roll, I mean, way before my wife, years before my wife, I used to go to Germany all the time, every year. And I went on several dates with German girls while I was there. Those were fun dates. German women are much different to date than American girls are. They're much more quiet. They're much more reserved. They're much more intelligent than American. American girls are just dumb as bricks sometimes in comparison. And I really liked it. Like I would say if I hadn't married an American girl, my wife, and had followed through with going in the military after college, I wouldn't have had any problem dating one of those girls, German girls, and been serious and marrying one of them because I always liked the intelligent factor of the German girls. You could talk to them and you're like, damn, you actually know stuff and you're not like a blonde airhead. It was really, really nice, but I still wouldn't buy a German car. I'm sorry, it's just not for me. I'd be like, honey, I still have to have my Japanese JDM cars. So that's the way it was for me anyways, but it's whatever. But those German girls are just so damn down to earth. It's like you can talk to them and they're not like, MTV, they're not like there's nothing upstairs. They actually can carry a conversation and they understand stuff. And you're like, wow, you're smart. I like that. So it was always fun going out with German girls. Nathan is growing up so fast. Yes, he is. German women would flip. So I don't know where we're going to buy one yet, but have you? Yes, I was actually at this. So we have the minivan here, the big Bertha Toyota. As a matter of fact, we're going tomorrow to the Central Florida Toyota to get hit 55,000 miles service. Well, the last time we were there for service, they have two Supras just sitting there in the showroom. Nobody's even looking at the cars. Nobody even cares about the cars. As a matter of fact, dealers now are actually starting to post up below MSRP. You can't even find a dealer selling the Type R below MSRP. Nobody sells them. There's a couple good dealers now selling them at MSRP, the Civic Type R, but for the most part, they're still asking over MSRP. There are dealers now posting up sales 4,000 below, 2,000, 3,000 below MSRP, and you're like, yeah, nobody wanted the Supra. It's just, to me, it's not a Toyota car. Why couldn't Toyota make their own car? They're a huge company. You telling me you made this amazing Mark IV Supra that people will go bonkers over. You made the Celica, you made the GT4, all that stuff, and now suddenly you can't even make a car on your own. Subaru made my FRS. BMW over here, they made my Supra. So who's going to make the Camry next? Who's going to make the Corolla next? Nissan? It's just not for me. And nobody was buying it. As a matter of fact, I even asked to look inside of it. None of the sales reps would even talk to me. It was like, they're like, you got to go talk to a manager or something like that. I'm like, what? I was just like, they didn't even want to sell them. They were just sitting there, two of them. So if you follow my Instagram tomorrow, I'll go and we'll see tomorrow if they actually have those two are still there. Maybe they changed them. But I live in Orlando, so it's a big town, and I've only ever seen one Supra driving around. One. I was in the Civic Type R, and that dude broke his neck to check out my car. That's messed up. He was just like this, ooh, like this. You could see him doing it because they have the black tinted windows, so he couldn't see my face looking at him. And I was like, yeah, bitch, you looked. And it was pretty funny about that. I'm like, you bought like probably a $60,000 car, and you're looking at my car. Yeah, you bought the wrong car. But yeah, nobody wants them. Now, the C8 Corvette, they look really good. As a matter of fact, a lot of the GTR guys in the National GTR Facebook group are talking about buying a C8 Corvette because a lot of them are like business owners, so they have shitloads of money. And so they're all looking at getting it, so that should be pretty fun. Oh, dude, I love the van. The van is the best. It's so comfortable and so much room. If you've never driven around in a minivan, do it. You can put in 10 German girls in the back of that thing if you want. And it's so roomy. And it's such a comfortable ride. The seats are so cushy. I love that van. Love it to death. If that thing gets on to 10 years and we need to get another van, guess what? We're going to look at getting another one. Aaron, you can talk about whatever you want here. One thing I don't mind is whatever people talk about. I have never cared. I am probably one of the most laid-back dudes on YouTube of any of the detailing guys because people can talk whatever they want. I don't really care. It's chill. I don't make it mandatory towards one thing or another, so I enjoy that. I've always enjoyed that about YouTube, that I don't have to carry on about just one thing or another, and I've really, really always loved that. Uh, 15 BMWs. Yeah, I don't know about daily driven exotics. I don't know about that. No idea what channel is, but yeah, I remember when a lot of the big ones. What is it? God, what is the one from? Who's the British guy? Alex from the Car Channel. If you guys know him, she's a short guy. He's only like 5'6" or something like that. He does Alex from Car. I forgot. He's a British guy. Anyways, I love watching their channel too. It's a lot of fun. And they were saying the same thing. They're like, it's just a nice car. That's all. That was their review on the final review. They're like, it's a good car, but it's just a nice car. It doesn't wow me. It's not like driving the original Mark IV or anything. Those wow you, and that's the problem with the new Supra. It's good enough. Yes, it's putting out monstrous numbers that are way over what it says, but it's just good enough. Well, now the C8 Corvette, they've already started testing that. 580 something horsepower. Oh my God. And it's the same price, like 60 grand. Go with the Corvette. It looks like a sexy ass knockoff Ferrari with almost 600 horsepower, and it'll be like 60 grand. Even though they're rating it at like 480, they were testing it the other day. It was a car and driver tested it at 580 horsepower with the conversion after the wheels to the drivetrain loss. I'm like, oh, that's going to be fast. But that's a good price for the car. Yes, tint your window, iPhone. I love tinting all my windows. If anybody doesn't know, the front windshield is tinted with air blue on my Civic and my Prelude. Why don't you have mods here? Why don't I have mods here? What do you mean, like, or moderators? Or are we talking about like mods on the car? Your son likes school? Yeah, I think he likes school. You should go find 10 German girls, put them on. Yes, she wouldn't care. She'd be like, girl, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. And yeah, that probably wouldn't fly very fast. Car Wow is the channel. No, I don't think it's Car Wow. Car Wow is a different one. It has an orange background. It's an orange and black background. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. They got like 2 million subscribers. It's a big damn channel. Alex from, oh God, this is going to drive me nuts. I could look it up later for you guys if you want. Car Throttle. That's it, Car Throttle. Yeah. That's a good channel right there. Your son works the iPhone. Yes, my son works the iPhone. You could do that as an ad for Toyota. Is the thumbnail for your chat an inflatable turtleneck? Yes, it is, James. Yes, it is. It's right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there. So let me tell you how well Turtlewacks took care of us. They put us up in a resort called Mountain Shadows. So it's right in the shadow of the big mountain there. They call it Camelback or something. It is in the multi-million-dollar section of Phoenix, where all the high-end luxury resort people are, okay? We went in there. I had never seen this before. So when you walk in the resort room, there is a full massive shower right there to your left when you walk in. It is all glass, all 4 sides, and it's almost right next to the bed. And it has you can have a curtain that goes all around it. If you want all your people in your room to see you naked taking a shower, you can do that. There's no like solid door. It was glass all the way around with beautiful tile all the way up. Anyways, not only did they do that for you, they had a goodie bag in there, okay, with all kinds of snacks and foods, and they said it's all on us, don't worry about it. They also had a $50 gift card in there for every single person. They had a couple of those blow-up turtle wax things. They had the things that go on the back of your phones, you know, so you can kind of hold your phone and text at the same time, the little POG things. When we left, they gave us a bag with turtle wax stitched into it or something, like a real professional, like duffel bag with a turtle wax stitched into it. Not like a little $5 turtle bag. It was probably like $40, $50 for each of these bags. And it had a bunch of stuff given inside of it as well. I mean, turtle wax went over the top like I've never seen in my life before. You know, maybe a lot of companies do that, but I'm just shocked. Turtle Wax is trying to break out of their shell. They were telling us that in other markets around the world, they're considered a high-end brand. But in America, because companies like Walmart and stuff have beaten down their price point so low that people think they're just a cheap car brand. And they said, so they're trying to protect their brand now, like Turtle Wax. When Turtle Wax entered Walmart, have you noticed that? Turtle Wax still sells for $10 and $11, or chemical guys it is, $10, $11, $12 a bottle. They have a contract with Walmart and them saying that you cannot sell this below this price point. Where for years, Turtle Wax and McGuire's and everybody else never had that. So they would just keep beating down their prices way below what he said. As a matter of fact, they were selling products below what they were actually purchasing the products Turtle Wax for. So let's give you an idea about this. If I sold you this bottle for $5 to Walmart to sell, and then we put the MSRP for $9.99. Instead, Walmart was battling with Amazon and everybody else. They would end up selling the bottle of Turtle Wax for $4. They're actually losing money on every single bottle just to get the sale versus giving it to Amazon or somebody else, so that when you're there, you'll buy other stuff at the same time. So they were selling it at a loss. And so they are now, as of now, going to start putting in a contract just like Chemical Guys did with them, saying, look, for our hybrid line, you will not sell it below this line. This is what it is. They're really trying to build up their name, and I think that's what the whole Turtle Wax test drive event was about, to really show what they could do if they really want to, because they're always held at a price point. Mike Schultz is their head R&D guy. He's the one that kept sitting down and talking to me. I'm like, I'm a somebody, and they're like, no, we know you really good at our Turtle Wax. We really know you good. And I'm like, okay. So we just sat down with me, dinner with me and my wife. He sat right next to me, talked to me the entire time about dinner. He sat with me the very next day. I was just sitting at the table, and here he comes, sits right next to me. He's like, how you doing? And he just wants to come talk to me more about products. While I was out there washing the cars by myself, he pulled me aside. I want to ask you about some of my questions. Now that you've tried them out, what do you think about this stuff? And I was telling him, he's like, this is good information. This is what we needed to hear. And it was really cool. So you can see that they really want to break away from what they're known as. He said, it's not our fault that our prices got so low. Walmart and them trying to always push it low, and that's what happened. So now they're going to do what Chemical Guys did. McGuire's going to start doing the same thing. He said Mother's is going to start doing the same thing, where they actually lock it in, saying, guys, you can't sell below here. If you can't sell below here, we can actually essentially sue you guys and pull our product and all this stuff. So they're all going to start putting in these price blocks. You know how you go in and you can't buy a PlayStation for less than $399 or whatever it is right now? It's because these companies, Sony or Xbox and Microsoft, put the lock on it. You cannot sell below here. You can sell anywhere above there, but you cannot go below this price. And that's what they do. So now Turtle Wax is doing it. McGuire's is going to start doing it next year. So you're not going to see those cheap $4 products anymore. They can't sell below a certain line. And that helps to protect their products, they said. That was pretty cool about that. I got to hear about all that stuff. No, I don't have a C8 Corvette. No. I'm not looking to buy any more cars. My next thing is going to be buying an airplane next year. I see, if you guys don't understand, what happens is once you get all your flight licenses, your commercial license, your multi-engine, instrument rating, all that stuff done, well, you might only have like 350 hours, 400 hours. Well, the FAA says you had to have 1,500 hours of flight time as pilot in command before you can get a job in the commercial airline. So somehow you've got to get from 300 or 400 hours all the way to 1,500. So you either have to buy your own airplane and fly it all the time, or you have to become basically an instructor, which I'm thinking about doing. I'll leave my company in the next 2 or 3 years, and if I don't have all my things, being an instructor myself, so that way I don't have to pay to rent the plane anymore. I'm just teaching the next generation of how to fly the plane. And I get to write that down as all those hours that I was a pilot in command. So I get to add those hours. So that's kind of why I want to buy the plane, because every time I go to rent the plane, it's $130 an hour. The other day I flew for 3-point-something hours. It was $400-something for me to fly it for 3 hours. Then I had to pay the instructor another $160 for 3 hours of his time. So my bill that one day for 3 hours and change was $600-something. Now do you understand why I want to buy my plane? Because we've just been throwing money away, and I'm like, no more throwing money away. It's time for me to get my own car, essentially plane. Planes hold their values. These planes are 1967s, 1970s. And they're asking 45, 50 grand for them still. So it's an investment for me. So that's why I kind of want to do it. Mallard and duck. A mallard is just a type of duck. That's all it is. It's the one with the green heads. The green head ducks are the mallard ducks. Car cleaning guru. Don't know. Garage is tidy. Yeah, I don't really worry about the way this car. The garage is really messy because I'm just out of room in here. That's part of the reason why when we moved, I told her I'd like a minimum of a 4-car garage. But if I have to, most houses today only have like 3 cars. We'll have it done. We looked at a couple about custom building a house. We talked about let's buy a lot, like a half-acre lot on the river, St. John's River. And then when we go to build, have a 4-car garage put on it. And then having like a playroom or like extra bedrooms above the garage. So that's where we're at right now. We're just now starting to talk about it, and we're going to see where it leads to over the next couple of years. But I told her I really would like to finish out and retire from my company here over the next couple of years and finish out all my flight training. So then we can move from wherever. And she's like, Okay. But if it was up to her, we'd be gone tomorrow. We'd be in Jacksonville, Florida, or St. Augustine tomorrow. This house would be for sale tomorrow. And that's the way it goes. That's pretty cool. Any hands on 2020 Turtle Product products? I already went across them, James. They already came out and said it. They're all over my Instagram. They're all over everybody else's Facebook and stuff. They're having a hybrid car wash and wax. So it's a hybrid wax, car wash with wax in it. It's okay. What it is, it's not like a super slick wash. It's meant to be like a wax as you wash. They actually have a wax as you wash product where after you wash the car and you spray it down, before you dry it off, you spray it on there and it has a ceramic wax in it. That's pretty good. Their ceramic spray is the bee's knees. It is amazing. That will be a winner of 2020. Do not slouch on that product. They have a new, what's it called? It's called a all-in-one. Basically, it's a hybrid polish plus a wax, plus ceramic wax at the same time. So it's a polish that will get rid of your swirls and stuff, but it also is a wax, so it will end up leaving a nice wax on your car at the exact same time. I didn't personally get a chance to try that one, but I did get to see it in action. It also had a 3-in-1 detailer that had a ceramic spray in it as well to give it a little bit of protection. And yeah, that was all of them. So that's all the 2020 products. Use Orbital Tire Shine in 2003. What iPhone? I don't use an iPhone. I have like Samsung Galaxy. I don't know. I don't know. You don't have one. The fact that you gave C8. No, the C8 looks amazing. I think they are not gonna sell a shitload of those cars. Oh my God, they're gonna sell them like left and right because they look like a cheap, smaller Ferrari. They are stellar looking. I mean, the GTR guys in the National GTR Facebook group I'm in, the Facebook GTR owners, they are talking about buying it. They're the ones where I saw the link of when I think it was Car and Driver just did a dyno test on one of the first ones or whatever. And you only get power to the wheels. There's only a certain horsepower because you lose power going to the wheels from the crank. Well, after you do like, was it 10 or 20%, whatever power loss, they did it and they did the math for it. They said it was registering around 588 horsepower. I'm like, oh, and it's only going to be like 55, 60 grand starting. I'm like, that car is going to be sexy, looking good, plus crap tons of American horsepower. It is going to be a beast. So a lot of the GTR owners that, these guys are rich. A lot of GTR owners I found out are very well off, okay? Businessmen, pilots, own their own companies. They have a lot of money. They usually have multiple cars, multiple high-end cars, and they're talking about buying them. And I'm like, damn, so that tells you something. Paying right money amount, 3 hours waiting. I'm telling you, Pooh, that's exactly what I told my wife. What my wife told me, no buying a plane until one of my cars is paid off. Obviously, GTR gets paid off next month, but then what happened 2 weeks ago? The AC unit that fixes the big side of this house went out. That was $11,800. I had to redo all the duct work because it was all messed up. Had to redo the damper system. So every section of the house, you can set to a different temperature. It's really cool in our house. So if you want the living room at like 72, but you want upstairs at 74, what it does is it actually closes the vent. There's a damper system that closes the things. So that way only the air comes downstairs and doesn't go up there until it reaches that height. Once it reaches above 74, then those dampers will open up again to let the air flow through. Well, anyways, they had to redo all that crap and put on the whole new system. And that was $11,800. Yay, right? So we had to open up a credit account with them. So we're gonna, it's like 18 months, 0% financing. So I'm like, dear God, it's gonna be like $800 a month we're gonna be throwing at it. And then what happened today is when they were up there, they were like, you got light coming through your roof, buddy. You might want to go get a roofer out here. So the roofer came out today and said, yeah, the wood underneath your ceramic tiles is rotten. You have actually 3 holes in your roof. And they showed us pictures and you're like, oh my God. So they're gonna have to remove the entire side of the roof that goes that side of the house by the country club, face of the country club. And that's another $4,000, he said. And I'm like, God, Jesus. So I don't think I'll be buying a plane anytime soon. We've got to get other bills paid off here. But that is the game plan. You're right, is to buy a plane. So I'm stopped wasting. And I told her, I said, I just spent $400 and something. A damn plane payment, even if it was a $45,000 plane, is only going to be like $700 a month. I'm like, in one 3-hour flight, I essentially almost paid well over half the payment. 2 flights a month, I've already more than paid it. I'm like, we're throwing money away. Versus me, I'm actually paying plane payments on it every time I buy the plane. So it's more financially wise for me since I'm still in training and I could use that plane for other types of training to just get a plane, my own plane, so I can learn on my own plane at the same time. I'm not renting the plane anymore to actually learn on. I have my own plane to learn on. So that's what I've been doing. Is it expensive to fix a plane? It can be very expensive. Basically, the rules are something like this. Every 2,000 hours of flying, it has to go for a major overhaul. That every 2,000 hours, it costs about 15 to 20 grand on just a cheap Cessna or something like that. Because you have to, basically, they rebuild the entire engine, gut it, pull it out, strip it down to its bare essentials, and rebuild it. So it's about 10 to 15, $20,000 for a new engine to have that all redone. You know, they take the core out, just strip it to the bone. And you have to do that every 2,000 hours. Every year, it has to be fully serviced by an FAA registered mechanic that puts his name and his mechanic number, his national number on it. That gives you the okay to fly. And it gives you your validation for another year. I think it's 200 hours, you have to have the oil changed on the plane, which is another couple $100. But again, most people don't fly them that often. So they might fly them once, twice a month for like 4 or 5 hours. So these guys buy these planes, and they might be the third or fourth owner, and only has 3,000 or 4,000 miles on it. So what I'm looking at is a plane that within the last couple hundred hours has had that $20,000 engine rebuild done on it. So now I don't have to spend that by that time I hit 2,000 hours, since the last rebuild, I'll already be a commercial airline pilot, and by then, obviously, you're making a ton of money, so you can afford it. So that's what I'm looking at. Just a plane, maybe 45, 50 grand that has recently had it within the last 100, 200 hours, and you have to pay a mechanic to go in there, and they inspect it all for you, top to bottom. They give you a full write-up, kind of like a house report, and says what needs to be fixed, or is it in good condition or not. And then you can then barter from there and say, hey, okay, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be fixed, and this needs to be fixed. And the estimate is this much money on it. And so I'm going to cut you down, and I'll bid on this much for the plane. Basically, that's the way it goes. Or if he says everything on this thing is amazing, you get maybe this much wiggle room on the plane, because planes really hold their value. I mean, the fact that like a 1967 Piper Warrior 180 will in mint condition can fetch $65,000 is what they're asking. It's like, damn, that's a lot of money for a plane that's that old, but that's the way it goes. So it's better than me keep throwing away money on some just dumpy little Cessna down the street that I have to rent every time I go up. You can't disappear now. I'm not disappearing. My parents' house is like that, nice, expensive as hell. Yeah, for sure, man. Because what my original plan was on this house was, now that her student loan from med school would have been paid off in January. So let that sink in. $240,000 is already almost paid off. She owes $6,000 left. So then her payments are $2,200 a month. So by January, it was going to be her last payment. We were going to be out of her student loan debt. So I was going to take that $2,200 a month, put it on top of the house payment that we already paid, basically just hammer down this payment as fast as we could until we moved. So when we went to sell it, we would just have a retarded, really huge down payment. But now that's going to push us back a few months, because now we got to take that money and keep putting it on this dumb air conditioner loan we took. So it sucks. A friend of mine recently bought a used Dodge Charger. The back window appears to have some sort of overspray on it. On the outside of the window or the inside? The inside of the window has a problem where some of the older ones will have like delamination or whatever. Well, it'll actually comes up, or the plastic inside will cause some kind of like hazing on the inside of the window, and that's kind of a pain in the butt to clear off. The outside, yeah, you could try cleaning it if it's an outside, but I don't know where it's at. You're not gonna get decently option C at Stingray for less than $35.80. If you pay $60, you're wasting your time. It depends what these guys want. For the first couple months to a year, those C8s are going to be fetching top dollar, like you said, because everybody and their Joe brother is going to want one. But once all the initial hype is gone, same with this Type R. The Type R still has a good amount of demand for it. So most dealers are still asking $5,000 over MSRP, and then you kind of negotiate down from there. Once that kind of dies off, and because they pump out so many damn Corvettes a day, the prices will come back to reasonable prices. Have you tried Draxbrax? Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, one of my subscribers that moved up to Ohio, he gave me their sealant. As a matter of fact, I think that's what's on my one car right now. I'm trying to think. Where's it at? Is it here? Nope, that's Beadmaker. Bear with me, guys. My place is kind of messy right now. Yes, here it is. Yes, right here. So one of my subscribers gave me that, and you can actually saw I used a lot of it already. And I used it on one of my cars. Very good. Smells very good. I really like it. It's a great little spray sealant. Really, really like it. I never got a chance to make a video of it, though, so I do apologize. Planning on doing modifications to your GTR? No. One thing I've already said, Josh, all the time was, the GTR is already pretty damn fast. You know, stock was 545 horsepower. It does have a small exhaust on it. I don't drive the GTR that much. I've put maybe 4,000 miles on it in just under 3 years. So I don't drive it that often. I'll start it up once in a while, just run around. I might take my son to school once in a great while with it. I'll just drive around the neighborhood, get the oil and fluids flowing through it and stuff like that, you know. But I don't really drive it that much, so I don't plan on modding that too much. So wait till you you want that plane, fix it, but no German cars. Plane to me is what's more needed because again, just the one day I paid $446 for renting the plane for it was like 3 hours of flying. I mean, that when you add that up, it's just ridiculous. I'm letting essentially the landlord get rich off of me when I know I have to keep flying and I do have to do a lot more training. So why am I going to let a landlord get rich off of me when I can have my own plane? And instead of me giving him $400 every other day, every time I go fly, me to put it on the plane payment, and it'll be my plane. So I'm essentially what we were going to do is we were going to buy a plane anyways next year, right? Once I had the GTR paid off, like in the spring, I was going to look at buying another plane, buying my own plane. Well, instead of me just keep throwing money at this plane and then in the spring going and buying a plane later, why don't I buy the plane now and then just be dumping all that money into the payments versus me letting that owner get rich from me borrowing his plane? You see what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. What's up, Aaron? How you been a long time, man? The only thing you really want to mention is you wanted to do the GTR was change exhaust. It was changed when I bought the car. Remember, I bought the GTR used in 2017, so I've had it I got it in January 2017. I got it 5 days after we got the minivan. So I've had it, just a hair under 3 years now. And it'll be paid off next month. My actually was going to be paid off earlier this year, but, somebody had to go buy a Civic Type R, which took about $600 something a month away from the payment on the GTR. So, because remember, for many years, I was paying $2,000 a month on the GTR just to get rid of it really fast. But once I bought the Civic Type R, well, I took $650 a month and I put it towards the Civic Type R instead to keep paying payments on that, because I always let my payments. One thing I tell everybody to do, if you have the extra money, put an extra $25, $50 on your payments. Doesn't matter, credit card, house payment, cars. Pay off the interest. Don't let them get rich off of you. And so what I was doing is it's $610 a month for the Type R, and I pay $650 a month on it. This car payment is $736 a month for the GTR, and I was paying $2,000 a month on it, just to get rid of it because I had the cash money. Well, now I only pay $1,300 a month on it, and I put the rest on the Type R. So it pushed back my payment to getting paid back till now this fall. And that's fine though, because I now have both cars. I'm really happy that I have both cars, and it's just like, So yeah, it might have pushed me back 6 more months from paying this thing off, but who cares? I got a 4-door car. I desperately needed to get my son in. I could take my wife around it. I could take my dad with me in it. We can all fit in the car, and we're all comfortable in that car. So the Type R was a must-have for me. I needed a 4-door vehicle bad, and the SUVs were way overpriced at the time. So I actually did a lot better with that, in my opinion anyways. Where have you been? I have been flying, my brother, flying. I'm in flight school right now. I'm trying to change my career. After 22 years in the shipping industry, 22 years, y'all. I started when I was 17 years old, okay? Let that sink in. 22 years and change ago I started. I was in high school when I started doing this, okay, when I started my job. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to retire out of that job. I always wanted to be a pilot when I was a little boy. It's the only thing I ever wanted to do in life. Like some people have their dream when they're a little boy or girls. Well, they know exactly what they're going to do when they're laser beamed on it. My wife, all she wanted to be is a doctor. She's a doctor. Well, I always wanted to be a pilot. My parents never had the money. We weren't financially able to, or they were teachers. And I had glasses, and the military was like, you'll never fly. So that was a no-go. Now I have the opportunity to do it, and I'm going to take that chance, and I'm going to go ahead and pursue my lifelong goal of being a commercial airline pilot. And it is one of the best feelings when you're up there controlling that plane. It's like driving a car, guys. It's not like it's going to be hard. Once you're up in the air, you get up to the altitude you want, set the trim for the plane, and it just kind of sits there like this all the way. And you just kind of look at I have an iPad mini, and there's a program app called ForeFlight. It knows exactly where you are, GPS, and you just set it to where you want to go. It puts a pink line on it right to that airport you want to fly to, and you see your little tiny plane. Just keep your little tiny plane on that little thing, and before you know it, you're there. It is so peaceful when you're up there. You're flying between the clouds. You're like weaving in and out around the clouds, because right now I'm only getting private, so you can't fly through the clouds. You have to fly around the clouds or up or under them, under them. It's the best feeling when you're going up. You're like, oh, there's a cloud in front of me. I'll just go around. And you're slowing around it. There's no traffic up there. The air traffic control will come over the radio, say, he'll tell you the last couple numbers of your tail number of your plane, kind of like your license plate. And he'll say, there's a Cessna. He's 2 miles to your west, at 4,500 feet, and you know you're at 5,500 feet or 6,500 feet. So you're just looking for him and that kind of stuff, and you say, okay, traffic's in sight, and then he doesn't talk to you again until you need any questions from him, or that you'll hear him talking to other pilots, but he's not talking to you unless he needs to get in contact with you. He'll warn you if there's other traffic in the area, or he says, all right, you're out of my basically you're his area of jurisdiction, so go ahead and turn over to, like, let's say Tampa's approach. Tampa's approach number is whatever. So you dial it in the radio frequency. He said, have a good day. So you said, all right, Tampa, whatever. You repeat back the frequency number, and then you read back your tail number, and then you go. You go to the next, you hop into the next guy that's in his protection zone, essentially. And other than talking to them about, like, coming to land, or requesting to take off from their airport, it is just silent. It's peaceful. It's beautiful up there. It's all you want to do. And I'm doing this the whole time. I'm like, wow, that's so pretty down there. This is awesome. And like I said, you just set it and you just kind of forget it. It's pretty damn it's like putting it on cruise control, and then you're just enjoying the sights when you're up there. It's peaceful. It's quiet. I don't know how much more to explain. The views are to die for. Getting to fly around the clouds is fun. There's nothing like it. Like when you get above the clouds, you're way up here, and all you see is a sea of clouds. You see a little bit of specks of ground in between the clouds. I mean, there's nothing like to describe it, and you're like, this is great. I'm in control of this plane. I fly wherever the hell I want to fly. Let's go. It's not like I'm just sitting in the back of I know we're going to Orlando International. Nope, we go wherever I want to go now. I want to go that way. Nope, we're going that way. That's the way it is. It's like driving your own car. Unless you have it set in they're going to keep monitoring you. You say, I like a flight following from Kissimmee Airport. I want to go to Ocala. Okay, that's fine. They'll keep an eye on you the whole time. You request what air level you want to be at, like 5,500 feet or whatever, and they said, okay. And that's when they'll keep an eye on you the whole time, and they might contact you, but you don't have to use that if you don't want to. But for safety, you always use it when you're going from city to city, so that way they keep an eye on you, and they can warn you if there's anything in your way, like bad weather, they'll warn you, whatever, bad, icing, snow, they'll tell you. If there's traffic around you, they'll warn you about it ahead of time. They really keep it on you, which is really cool. And they'll keep you with you until you get right at the airport when you need to start talking to the actual tower for, like, let's say Ocala's tower. They're like, all right, have a good day. This is their channel. So you repeat the channel number again for their frequency. You say, have a good day. Thank you. And you switch over. Now you start talking to the Ocala's actual airport tower himself, and then he'll clear you for landing, or say, all right, you're coming in behind another Cessna, or you're third in line behind these other planes, and to go ahead and clear for runway, whatever, 6 or 14 or whatever the hell it is at there. And you're like, all right, so you wait, you're like, all right, traffic's in sight. So you make sure, okay, I'm second or I'm third one there. There's that one, there's the other one way out there, so I need to get behind him. So you kind of go around, curve around, and come in behind him, and you land. It's the fucking best. I can't describe it any more than that. If you're buying a truck, I've never been into a truck myself. I don't really like trucks that much. I don't really need it for anything. If I was to buy anything, SUV-wise, it would be like maybe FJ Cruiser. If I need to tow something, a Toyota 4Runner, even all the way to a Land Cruiser. I love those things too. But that would be about the extent I would want to go to, because I don't need trucks. That would be if, like, with my wife wanting to live on the river, she's like, oh, we're going to get a dock, we're going to get a boats and jet skis. Well, then I need something to tow it with. So that's what kind of vehicles I look at. FJ Cruiser, 4Runner, something like that, where I could tow a boat or jet skis with. So, Aaron, the way that works is, for the most part, you have to start with a regional airline. So what happens is, I'll give you an example. A lot of guys don't know this. I didn't know it either. Let's say you're going to go from one small town to another. You know how it's just a little small, tiny jets that only has maybe like 50 seats in it, has like one row on it, or just a little two people rows in it, and it's only like a 45-minute flight or something like that. Those are not operated by Delta or American. You'll have the big American Airlines thing like on the tail of it, and it'll say American Airlines, but underneath it'll say operated by Embraer Airlines Company, or one of these other small companies that are contracted by American Airlines to fly you the rest of the way. American Airlines have main jets that will take you from big city to big city or over international. But for the most part, you have to start as a regional airline pilot. You have to do that for maybe 4 or 5 years. You start off for like $45 an hour. That's still pretty damn good money. But you're not making big boy 6 figures until you get into the main airline itself. So you have to build that there. So you start flying with it there, and you make it, you're a first officer. Then you get bumped up to captain of the plane. You might fly a captain for another 2 or 3 years. And then you can get in, if you're fast, if they're really like in demand now, you might even be able to make it to the big boy airlines up in 3 years, maybe 4 years or less, you can actually get right to the big boy airlines. As a matter of fact, I ran into one of the Southwest pilots that was in, he was learning tailwheel, and he told me, he said, they're hiring people straight off the street to go straight into the airline for Southwest. He's like, they're not even worrying about doing, what's it called? Regionals. He's like, they're taking you right on into first officer in Southwest. And he said, they are hurting right now. He's like, most of the time it doesn't happen, but he said, I'm starting to see a lot more of it now because he's a captain at Southwest. He's only like 45 years old. It's like, damn, you're already captain. So he's making well into the six figures range. And so that's generally the way it goes. I don't really care who I'll fly with as long as I get to do it and I get a decent paycheck and I'm not having to be away from home too much. I did talk to her. Let's say I'm home based in Houston or Denver or something like that. I said, what I'll plan on doing is buying like a little studio apartment, just a little tiny efficiency that's like, $700-800 a month, whatever it would be. And just staying in those 3 nights per week and whatever it is. And then I'll fly back home at the end of your little hop because you have to go away for like 3, maybe 4 days. And then you're back in your house for another 5 or 6 days. You're back home. And then, of course, I'll go back to our main house in Florida. So I think that's what we've talked about. So we're going to see how it goes. Fully understand the same job after a long time. In 20 years in the Air Force as avionics tech, aircraft and electrician now. Yeah, a lot of people do, Super Dave. I still remember, a lot of people don't know that. When I was 18, 19 years old, I think I just turned 19, my parents were having a lot of issues. And I didn't know they were going to get divorced. You just don't know. They don't talk about you about that stuff because they keep it cool when they're around you. But I remember I was getting so sick of them arguing with me all the time and yelling at me for nothing. I was like, what have I done wrong? I didn't know they were taking it out on me at the time. And you're just a young kid. I remember going to the Air Force recruiter and like talking to them. I took my ASVAB, did everything I needed to do. I had the papers, and my parents wouldn't. They were like, no, you need to go to college. You're gonna be a loser if not, and all this crap. But I remember I was ready to go in the Air Force. I scored a 98 on the 90 out of whatever it was. I only missed 1 or 2 questions on the entire ASVAB. So they said you can have any job you want. This is shit They're like, because obviously, as you know, Super Dave, it goes on the ASVAB score. I said you literally missed 2 questions on the entire thing. They said you could have whatever damn job you wanted. And I was like, cool, that's fine. Let me go talk to my parents. I'm ready to go. And so I had everything set up. My high school diploma, everything was ready. And I was just wanted to get away from town. I wanted to live overseas for a couple of years, and my parents were like, you need to go into college or you're going to be a loser. So that's why I ended up going to college like a year or 2 later and still work for the same shipping company all these years later. But just weird how that works. But I remember I liked planes a lot, as you know. I could clearly tell I like planes, and I was going to do something like that. And I didn't know if I wanted to work on the planes or maybe on the technical side of it, but I was really excited and I really wanted to go in the Air Force. I was like, let's do this. But my parents pretty much shot that down pretty damn fast. So I understand now you're going to go out there and make the big bucks now. There's a mechanics manager at my job, and he was is he a master? Is it master sergeant? Yeah, he was E7, right? Master sergeant in the Air Force. And he told me he's already got his 1 pension, plus he works at my job as a mechanic manager. And, that probably pays another $80,000, $90,000 a year. So he's just rolling it in. He's only like mid to late 40s. And I'm like, damn, son. So he's making well into the 6 figures between both jobs. And he's like, that was the way to go, was do the military for the 20 years, retire, get 1 pension, and go right to the next job. Yeah, exactly. What kind of plane are you after? Aaron, I'm looking at a Piper, like a Piper Warrior or Piper Cherokee 180. So the 180 is the 180 horsepower engine. They do have some smaller ones like 140s and 150s, but the 180 has enough power to get you and your family enough, up to 3 people, let's just say, with the pilot up there. When you get to the smaller ones, they have such tighter weight restriction to get that plane up there. You're only allowed to have a certain amount of weight in the plane with you. Once you put your gas in it, once you put your fat ass in the plane flying it, well, now you're only limited to, let's say, 400 pounds is all you can put rest in the plane, because you're like, I already got a full gas tank, all the gas weighs this much. My ass weighs 175 pounds. Okay, let's see, I can do the math. This is all I can put in there. So I can put my wife in there, my son in there, and maybe 1 bag with me, and that's all I can put in those tiny planes. With the 180, it gives you much more power, so it gives you more weight that you can carry. And these are the things that you learn when you're out there going through the flight school, is that you have to do all the math and figure out what you're allowed to carry and stuff like that. So that's why I'm looking at a 180. And I like the Piper because the Piper is the low wing planes. And I don't like I like the Cessna as a high wing plane. They just don't look that good to me. They're not sexy. With a low wing, look more like a fighter plane. I like that look to it. And I flew this to Talbot. This Talbot has a tailwheel trainer, a tailwheel acrobatic plane actually, but they can use it as a trainer. It's also high wing, and it looks fine, but I like the sexy looks of the low wings for me. It just looks better. What about the new pickup? I think there's one in my neighborhood right now, actually, Dalton. American vehicles don't do it for me. Plain and simple. I like Japanese cars. Matter of fact, the 4Runner is still made in Japan. The Land Cruiser is still made in Japan. The FJ Cruiser, I know they don't make the FJ Cruisers anymore, but made in Japan. So that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? How long do you expect it'll take you to be ready to be a cop? Okay, so this is what my instructor told me. He's like, you're hauling ass through it. You're basically done. I should have been done sooner, but we had to take a couple breaks because of weather. He got really sick. He had to take some breaks, and so he said you should be done with everything, with every one of your licenses you need. You have to have all your certifications. He said about a year and change, you should be done. Then you've got to go. You got to either be an instructor yourself or get your own plane because you have to get to 1,500 hours. So he said, plan yourself at about 3 years, maybe 3.5 on the top end. He's like, if you fly as an instructor every single day of the week, he's like, Chad, you within a year, you will have your hours. And he's like, they will bomb you with new students. That's what happened. When he first started instructing, he put him at a different place down the road here from me. He said, Chad, it was 7 days a week they had me flying. He said, the money was fine, but he said, I was so burnt out, so tired of flying. Every day, I would, as soon as one student walked out, another student was already walking in, hey, let's go fly. And I guess he got burnt out of that. You know, every day flying for 8-9 hours a day on and off, whether you're in the classroom, teaching in the classroom, the new student stuff, or you're actually out there flying the plane for 5-6 hours every single day, and the rest of the time is classroom time or teaching them about the plane. He said he got burned out pretty damn bad. He was there from 8-9 o'clock in the morning till 6-7 o'clock every single night. He said within a year or two you can be at all the hours you ever wanted easily if you fly 6-7 days a week. But he said he was pretty burnt out. So we'll see what happens. But I'm thinking, let's say 3 years from now, being about done, where I should be able to at least have a contract from a company. Matt started at E7. Okay, that's what it was, Super Dave. Yeah, he was E7, and he said he didn't make E8, and he decided to go ahead and retire. Now he works as the manager of the mechanics over there at my job, and I know those dudes get paid like $80,000-$90,000 a year, probably. It's somewhere around that ballpark range. So with his pension, he's making well in the six figures. So, and he's always joking around, having a great time. He's just goofing off nonstop. So I'm like, yeah, you did the right thing. You were a pretty smart guy there. So I'm no super. You're gonna have a great time too, because you're gonna be making way more than you did in the Air Force doing the same damn job, getting paid. So yeah, good on you for doing that, my man. Good on you. Any videos this week, Dalton? I was actually gonna do a video today, but today I was slept in because this whole week I was only getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep a day. It was pretty damn rough. It poured last night. It rained today. We didn't have rain for 2 months. We finally dried off. We were like, oh, this is awesome. It was really hot. Actually, the grass was dying because it was so dry. But now it's starting to rain again because I wanted to do that Vonix. This Vonix, the Brazilian stuff, the detail ground. I was going to try this on the actual Civic Type R. People rant and rave about it. It's not a well-known company in America, so they really wanted to kind of put it out there. So we're going to try some Vonix here on the actual stuff. ASVAB. Basically what the ASVAB is, I don't know what the actual acronym stands for. I don't remember. It is the military testing to see how basically smart you are in many different aspects. Mechanical, electrical, vocabulary, etc., etc. Think of it like an SAT kind of thing, but it's just a lot more basic than that. To see where you are education-wise, and then from there, depending on how high your score is, you get placed into whatever job you want to try and get into. If you're a dumbass and you get a really low score, you're probably not going to be in the best jobs. You're not going to be in the jobs you really want to be in. You're going to be in the dummy jobs. Not to knock the infantry, but you get the idea. Yeah, you'll be really good for infantry right up front. You don't have to really do shit, so just get your ass out in the field in the infantry. You don't have near the jobs. But if you score really high, meaning you know your shit and you're pretty damn smart generally, they'll just throw it and say, whatever job you want, it's yours. And basically that's what they did for me. They said, any job you want to go nuclear, you want to do whatever, you can have whatever job you wanted. They're like, you have the score for it. And you're no dumbass. So they were like, you can have whatever you want. And I was like, cool, that'll really work good. And that's when I went to talk to my parents after I was done. And I was ready to go. And they told me no. Shit, I would already have 20 years in with Super Dave by now, man. Because that was in, let's see, I was 19, so that was in 1999 when that happened. So I would have 20 years in with the Air Force. I'll be hanging out. So anyway, sorry about that. I just disconnected for a second. But anyways, I'd be hanging in there with Super Dave at 20 years right now if I would have went in back then. But my parents shot it down pretty fast and was like, you need to take your ass to college, because my dad was a college professor So with him teaching college himself, my mom was a teacher. They were all about, you need to have your education, you need to have your college degree, you're going to waste your life and all this crap. And there's nothing wrong with going in the military, but you need to get your college degree and go as an officer first. And so that's why I ended up doing the Army ROTC at the University of West Florida. But my very last year, you had to sign the contract, and that's when, because of work contacts, I was just thrown into the government system, and it took me an entire year, and they still hadn't had me processed yet. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go that way. And I left, and I withdrew out of the ROTC program. But all of my friends that are still in the ROTC program that graduated in like 2006, because I took a couple of years off after high school to go to college. So I left in 2006. They're all majors now in the Air Force or in the Army. And they should be, at least one or two of them should be pitting on colonel in the next, or lieutenant colonel in the next year or two, I figure. Because they're like really go-getters, and they do all the extracurricular stuff. So if they're not making lieutenant colonel in the next year or two, something's wrong, because they've been major now for a while. So I figured, that's where I would be, at least as a major in the Army. So I wanted transportation because I worked in the transportation field. So I figured I want to be like Super Dave here and do a job that after I left, that I would be able to go and keep pursuing that job. Like, what can you do after infantry? Be a mercenary, that kind of thing. So that's why I wanted to be transportation, because I'm already in the transportation field, and then I'd be able to roll into some high-end six-figure transportation management job here back doing a regular corporate job. So that's what I was hoping to do, but life throws you curveballs, and that's the damn truth. Anytime, this is real advice from an adult, not maybe the best adult in the world, but an adult. If you think you have everything in the world lined up, something's going to go wrong. Every time in my life that I thought everything was 100% right, and I knew this is what's going to happen, and this is going to happen, this is going to happen, pew, life goes this way, and you're screwed. That's what happened to me on so many times I cannot tell you, okay? Time after time, Army ROTC, screwed up. Thought I was going to go in the Air Force, screwed up. What else happened to me? I was going to get, as a matter of fact, before I got the GTR, I was going to get an SUV. I was going to keep my 370Z. I was going to get an Audi SQ5. We went to go buy it, and then on the way to go pick it up, my wife just started bawling and going nuts. She's like, I don't feel there's something wrong. I can't tell you, but we can't buy this car. So we didn't buy it. And I was pretty pissed off at the time. 6 months later, this thing arrived in my driveway, and she was 100% for it. And she's like, as long as you sell your 370Z, you can go buy the GTR. And now I have a GTR, which was a dream car of mine, and I'm like, done, check, bucket list checked. I have one of my dream cars. That's really cool. So even though things take a different way, just be prepared for it. Like, I can already tell you right now that, like, I think everything's going to be all right with me going to commercial airlines. I bet something in the very end, something will go wrong. And so that's what I'm not trying to get too hyped on, but I'm just going to keep following along, and seeing what happened. 6 months after I left the ROTC program at the university, and I was pretty down and out about it, she found me on Facebook or AOL or whatever it was back then, and she found me and contacted me. Now I'm married to a doctor. So I would have been in Afghanistan and Iraq hanging out with Dave and all them, which wouldn't have bothered me, but now I'm married to a doctor and I have a decent lifestyle. I'm not saying I'm a gold digger, but life is easier when you have another big paycheck, a much bigger paycheck than I come in every single 2 weeks. And it's like, maybe it wasn't meant to be. This was what was meant to be, and I like that. Things usually do work out for the best in all things. Where you been? I've been flying a lot, my man. Flying a lot, Bender. It's just life changing, trying to change my life for the better, trying to do job changes. It's 100 and something degrees out. It's too damn hot to be out in the sun making videos, so I'm just waiting until it cooled off a little bit before I go out here and make videos again. 3 years older than you. I've been retired for 5 years, so yep, you could have been retired by now if it went right. Yeah. I don't even know if I would have been retired. I would have probably stayed until they kicked me out, honestly, because I was never the type that really wanted to be married. I liked doing what I wanted to do. So being a single man in the Air Force, I would have probably just had a lot of fun and did what I wanted, travel to Europe, Japan, Korea, wherever it was. I don't think I would have rushed in. Obviously didn't rush into marriage. I was 32 when I got married. So we've been married 7 years now. And I would have done that. And I really liked that kind of thing. So, I would have probably stayed in as long as I possibly could. And done like the whole 25, 27 years, maybe even made it all the way to E9. Don't know where life would have taken me, but I always wanted to do it, and I really liked the military since I was a little kid, but my parents kind of shot that dream down pretty hard for me, so I didn't pursue it. And then when I did try and pursue it, it didn't work out. Maybe it did work out for the best. Maybe it's somebody above telling me, Military's not for you. I've got other plans for you. And obviously, I married my wife, and now we're looking at me. I've been pretty damn blessed. So, if I have to join the military, would join the Navy because there's nothing to do on the ship. I have to join the military. I would join the Navy because there is nothing to do in the ship. Oh, they'll make something for you to do, boy. You're going to be painting. You're going to be sweeping. You're going to be mopping. You will always have something to do, Aaron. Don't you damn well worry. I went to high school in Jacksonville, Florida. So you had NAS Jacksonville. You had NS Mayport, which is where the big ships were out of. I went to elementary and college in Pensacola, where NAS Pensacola is. Trust me, you would always have something to do. If you said you were bored, that was the worst thing you could have ever said. Everybody knew that. Don't ever tell them. Don't tell the sergeant or the chief you're bored. You're fucked. Then they're gonna make you're gonna get some work. So just act like you're busy. One thing you learn at my job or whatever job you work at. I don't know what jobs you guys work at, but just disappear. Fucking disappear. Make sure you're doing something, but just disappear, because if they found out you're bored, I got some more work for you right here. Come on over. Just if you just want to chill, just go keep yourself busy. That's the way it goes. She was a full path, found energy scores in the middle of multiple areas, determining her best. My highest score, electrical administrator and avionics technician, aircraft electrician. Super Day, thank you for your service. Yes, thank him for his service. Who is that one? I love all those memes that say thank you for my service. It's pretty funny. Commercial pilot, yeah, it's going to be a while, Bender. It really is. It's not going to be overnight, but being a pilot isn't overnight. As a matter of fact, some military pilots take 2 years for they're finally out there in the field flying their jets or their whatever they're flying. So it's not a thing. I mean, they're crash coursing, and they're 5 days a week, every single day. They're in school, they're flying, they're having to pass test. It takes 2 years to get all the way out to the actual in-year thing. So I don't expect it to be overnight either. I'm expecting 3 to 4 years tops, but after that, I expect to be like gone from my job and up there somewhere flying. Ugh. You didn't hit your time limit or your pay grade. Yeah. Did you hit E7 then as well? I don't know if you said you hit E7 yet, Dave, or you made even E8. I don't know where you said you were at. I scored high in my ASVAB. Supposedly I had a guaranteed job. Come graduation, they screwed me. They said kind of knew nothing about my guarantee. One thing I learned about a long time ago when I was looking seriously at it, everybody that was in the military or private military was telling me to make sure whatever job I had, that it was in writing. Everything they guarantee you was in writing. That was the only thing they told me, because they would do the same thing. They would lie to you, and then you're going to get this, and as soon as you got locked in, then they would screw you and put you to do a job you didn't want. So you were to get it in writing no matter what. So hey, it's on point. You have to get sent to this training for this school or job or whatever. So I didn't know what I wanted to do in the Air Force. I was thinking maybe something more technical, because I was like, okay, it's fine. I didn't know if I really wanted to work on airplanes, but I was like, maybe something more technical or something like that. That would be a lot of fun for me. But I don't know. I was going to look at those kind of jobs. Their new polish, Jim. I didn't get to try their new polish while I was there. That was the only product of the new products I didn't get to try. I should be getting, he said they told us they're going to send everybody, all the YouTubers, their brand new products here in the next couple weeks. They should be showing up at our house. They said everybody was getting them for testing. That was the only product of all his products I didn't need to test. The pad they were using a microfiber pad, and it was like really matted down, so it really didn't have a lot of cutting power. And I really wanted to try it on a fresh pad. Let me tell you, some of those rental vehicles they had test vehicles on were so swirled out, it was crazy. And I really wanted to see what it would be on a fresh pad, me doing it and going from there. But I didn't get a chance to, because they actually kept the polisher with them. It was the battery-powered new Flex polisher. They had it, and they didn't have another pad with it. Or at least I didn't see another pad. They had as many microfiber towels as you wanted, waffle weave towels to dry off the cars. Basically, it was just buckets and buckets of stuff around. You just grab whatever the hell you want and try it on all the cars. They had certain, over here they're trying this car, over here they're trying this product. But you could have taken any product you wanted and just tried it on the cars. They didn't care, and that's basically what I did. Everybody kind of was like, oh, that's cool, and a couple of guys tested it, and they all went inside. I stayed outside where there was nobody. It was actually in Arizona. It's way cooler than here. It's not humid. It's really cool. It was actually almost cool at night. It was cold. I was like, man, this is nice. So I stayed out there, and they're like, oh man, you're a real champ to be able to stay out in this heat, man. This is hot. I'm like, it's like, this is fucking cool, son. This is nice for me. I was out there in the sun by myself doing all that, but that was the only product I didn't try by myself and saw. But the rest of them, I was like, this is nothing, you know, this is nothing for me. But all those guys are like, can't take it, it's so hot, you know, and I'm like, this is bee's knees for me. But I can't wait to try it out, but I don't have the product, so I will try it out soon. Uh, how was it? It was amazing, Bender. It was amazing. I loved every bit of it. Getting to meet people I've never seen before. I didn't know the YouTubers because, again, I don't follow other YouTube channels that are in the detailing side of it because I do it for a hobby. I do it for fun. I don't do it to try and be a pro. I've never claimed I was a pro. So, but getting to meet a lot of people that were in it, that was a lot of fun. I was just in it to have a good time, and I was just goofing off and having a blast. And I'm like, this is awesome. We get to try these stuff. We get to test drive these $100,000 cars. Get to be the first ones to see the new 2020 products. I was just in heaven. I'm like, dude, we're in Phoenix, Arizona. I've never been there before. And I was loving it. So I was like, this is great. This is awesome. But yeah, I got to meet a lot of guys. Like Miranda Detailing was just in here. I don't know if anybody follows his channel. Him and his wife were there. They both own their own company. It's Miranda Auto Detailing up there in Virginia. I met Wax Mode. Wax Mode was out there. Me and him talked for like an hour after everybody. The last night, it was like on Tuesday night before we flew out. Me and him were out there till like 12:30, 1 o'clock at the bar, just hanging out. We were just talking about just whatever. It had nothing to do with cars and stuff. Who else did I talk to? Pan the Detailer, I guess his name is, or Pan the Organizer, something like that. Again, I don't follow his channel, so I knew who he was from his name, and they announced who everybody was there. And his girlfriend, he brought his girlfriend in. They're from Montreal, Canada, I guess. I had no idea he was from Canada. And he sat down and talked to me. We were talking for a while together. I don't know. There's a bunch of people. I don't know who they were. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm like, I don't know who these channels are. A lot of them recognized me, but I was like, they're like, oh, you've been doing this for a long time. I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I guess. And they all knew me, but I didn't know a lot of other people, so I felt kind of like, Urgh. I was like, okay, a lot of these guys actually had their names. They actually had special shirts. Like this has Abercrombie. They'd have like their detailing company shirt on it or their name, that their YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh, that's who that is. You know, I've heard these names before, but I don't watch them, so I don't know who it was. So thank God they had names on their shirts. I didn't. I had a GTR shirt on, so a lot of people were writing me. They're like, hey, you're in this guy's YouTube stuff on their pictures. Hey, I know who you are. That's Acc0rd. So I was getting tagged in these people's pictures, and that was pretty funny because I had my GTR shirt on, and I was like, yay, GTR land, and but that was a lot of fun. But I guess who else? I want to tell you the names. The names I know that I saw. Apex Detail was there. He's the bald guy, right, with glasses. Anybody follows these channels? I don't know. He had a shirt on that says Apex Detail, and there was Auto Fetish. Is that his name? He's an older guy. He's probably around 50s. He seemed very nice. He seemed very quiet. He's like a vegan type guy or whatever. Like he works out 24/7 or something like that. And he's from Southern California. Apex Detail, I guess, is from Philadelphia, somewhere outside of Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. He said he's way out in the middle of the country. Miranda's from Virginia. Wax Mode or something like that is from Chicago area. Who else did I talk to that was there from YouTube? God, there's somebody else. I can't remember. Him and his wife, they had their shirt on. For the life of me, I can't remember. They know me from YouTube, and I recognize the name because they used to always talk to me on stuff, but I can't remember his name right now. I apologize. Who else was there? I don't know. Maybe you guys know who was there. Anybody that follows other channels. I guess there was some German YouTuber there. I talked to him for a while. We knew he's German, but of course I've never watched German YouTube channels. It's like I don't know. So he was there. Me and him were like walking out way off in the trail when we were at the national park by the thing the last day when we drove out there. Me and him were just like walking everywhere. I was like, ooh, well, I'm gonna go over here. I'm that exploring guy that wants to explore everything. I've never been not where I want to stay at home 24/7. If I have a chance to leave and go travel somewhere, that's me. I'm out of here. I'm gone. So we were out there walking around, checking out this area, taking pictures. There were some guys from England that were there. Don't remember their names. I apologize. And something else. But, man, it was just a blast out there. I've got to tell you, it was amazing. Jim, I really appreciate that, man. It's not that I've forgotten about you guys. It's just that I've really been working to try and change my career. When the temperature started hitting 100 degrees every day, and then with humidity it was like 110 index, I'm like, I'm not going outside. I'll give you an example. You know how it is. It's in the middle of the day. When I make these videos, I'm usually making them around 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. As soon as you spray the water on that hood, within 2 or 3 minutes, it's already drying up on you, and it's going to cause water spots. So it's really hard for me to want to be out there when 110 degrees humidity with all that stuff out there. I'm like, not doing that. So I didn't do it. And I was like, you know what? I've already tested out all the 2019 products that I was going to test out from over the counter. I was like, you know what? I'm going to work on the pilot because they said the pilot, getting from basically zero to pilot, is the hardest. Once you're a pilot, learning all the different stuff like commercial maneuvers, that's relatively easy. They said like getting your instrument rating, that's easy as hell because all you're doing is they put the little goggles on you that blocks you, and all you can see is the instruments, and you have to fly all the way along. They said that's easy to do. That's all basically it is. And I'm like, all right, that sounds fine. So I've been trying to really make sure I hammered it out, take myself a break from YouTube, step back, and just really work on this. Like I have to do all those quizzes, online quizzes, watch the online videos and stuff. And I'm like, I haven't even been paying attention to YouTube other than watching just some reviews of cars and other stuff I like, and that's about it. Never tried turtle wax stuff. Maybe I have to. I think you need to, Bender. That turtle wax, ceramic spray is phenomenal. If it's around $10, they're gonna put it hurting so bad on McGuire's and Mother's and all the over the counter. They already blow them out of the water just in products. You need to give it a shot. Those new, they call it the hybrid line. The hybrid line is their deals with their chemical ceramic stuff. So it's not just a regular spray wax. It's not just a sealant. It's not just a regular carbon, but it's actually ceramic SiO2 stuff. They've finally gotten in the game, and they're getting in the game very hardcore. And I think by having every main YouTuber out there, by having all these big photographers out there and online companies show up to do their stuff there to this event, they are going to make a butt ton of money because everybody in the world is asking about it now because of this. And because everybody who's anybody was there. And they're being actually very damn smart about this, which that's good. I like that. I like the fact that they're really smart about it. So, they're using their brain. They're like, what can we do to promote our new products? How about this? We'll bring everybody in. We got to meet the owners of Turtle Wax who were there. Their family it's been the family business since 1946 or some crap. And I'm like, damn, son. And that's just nuts when you think about it. So I really think that if they spend $100,000 on this event, let's just say they blew $100,000 on that 3-day weekend or 3-day trip. If they sell an extra, $500 to $1 million or $2 million in their products, because this is going to be a worldwide product. No matter where you are in the world, you can buy these products. They said for once it's going to be worldwide. If they sell another $5 million in products over the next year that they hadn't made this year, then who gives a crap if they spend $100,000? Because everybody's talking about it. So the buzz is out there and everybody's hyped because it's going to hit in November. Most new car product stuff hits in January, February, March, correct? They're getting way ahead of it by starting up in there. So people are hyped. Yeah, see, I don't know about these guys. I just, he was very quiet. If I remember, Apex is the bald guy. He's probably like 50 years old. He has small glasses on. He's very quiet. He did not speak very much at all. There was about a group of 4 or 5 of us sitting around. He just was very quiet. Maybe he just felt a little bit shy or whatever, but he didn't. I didn't really get to talk much to him because he just didn't talk much at all. We were just hanging out at the bar that one night. Auto Fetish, I might have said hi to him once or twice, that kind of thing, but I really didn't. I recognize the name from, you see on the side of your videos, the suggested videos. I recognize some of those screen names, but that was all it was. Yeah, I didn't recognize some of the other ones. There's some guy that, is it Johnny or Jay? I don't know. He was assigned. We were assigned to team up together on that car event thing, and his wife was there. And I guess he's out of California as well. He gets his hood and he tests products on him, and they test all kinds of products and see if it'll break it down. Him and me were assigned together, so that's all I know about the guy. I have no idea about him at all, though. But I just acted like he was just a regular Joe, and we just goofed off the whole time. I didn't know if he was big channel, not big channel. I didn't know. I just treated him like he was a regular Joe from work, and we would screw around and talk and goof off, and that was the way it was with him. Yeah, that's the other guys. I just honestly don't know their names. So if you saw them, maybe you can tell me who they were. Then I'll know a little better. Being here reminds me, I need to order some more glass cleaner. I'm almost out. Stoner Car Care's Invisible Glass, the best shit out there right now. Just go get it. Don't even question about anything else. Stoner Car Care's Invisible Glass, done. Why? And that's another thing. I asked Turtle Wax, I'm like, why don't you have tire shine? Oh, well, we do. We just don't sell it here. Well, why? Why aren't you selling this stuff? Why? They said, well, McGuire's has the monopoly in the United States. North America, McGuire has the monopoly on tire shine. There's nobody that touches them. And I'm like, So there's no competition essentially for them. Why, for barely any competition, why aren't you guys getting into it? Why aren't you guys making it? I said, everybody either wants super high tire shine or they want a nice medium shine. I said, you guys need to make yourself an aerosol can and go head to head with Meguiar's Ultimate. Or get yourself like a chemical glass VRP that's in a cream that you can apply it on there. I said, it's all you guys need to do. He said, I could easily do it, but it just seems like his hands are tied. And when it comes down to it, they're only allowed to make a certain amount of products. So what products do we make? And I said, I'm telling you, this is cheap. You guys can make this stuff. But right now, you're letting Meguiar's just walk all over you like that. So I don't know. Apparently, Turtle Wax is the #1 car wash in the world. They were telling us all their statistics. They are all the #1 carpet cleaning product in the world and fabric cleaning stuff in the world, like interior stuff. There's nobody that does more business than they do. And it's just like they're #1 in so many different levels, and you're like, damn, really? But like they said, you go to Australia, we blow everybody away. They said they're almost one of the only companies in China. They've been in China for like 15 years now. I guess the Mike Schultz, the head of the R&D, he goes over there all the time and works with them to design products for the Chinese market. In the Chinese market, are you ready for this? They have 80% of the market locked down. 80% of the detail market is turtle waxes in China. Do you know how big that market is? It's an emerging market. Nobody touches them. Nobody touches them in China. They're considered top end in most countries around the world, but because you have to get beat down, he was explaining to me that it makes them look like a cheap product, when in reality, they set their MSRP at much higher, but Walmart was beating them down. So that's the way it goes. Sorry, just joined. What's the lowdown on the turtle wax stuff? It was a blast. It was a blast, Justin. Amazing stuff. Feel free to go back and watch the video later. I'm telling you, I told them, I said, and I literally went and thanked them later. I think every single one of those high-up people, the people that were in charge, like Kelly and that's like let's just say the HR rep for them. I thanked their head manager that was there that recognized me from last time we were there. I thanked Mike. I actually went up to each one of them and shook their hand. Me and my wife, and we went up to them both and said, thank you so much for what you did for me and my family, flying us out. I said, I know I'm this small in this world, but I said, you made me feel like I was the largest channel on YouTube. And I said, I really appreciate you guys sending me out. And they said, we would love to send you out. We'd love to bring you out more every year. I said, we'd like to start bringing you out. And they said, we're going to start doing this every year. And I'm like, that's freaking awesome. So that was really cool. And they all knew me and stuff. And, you don't think they said, you might not think you're a big impact, but there's like, you're more of an impact than you'll ever know. They said, we all have watched your videos. Like, we watch other videos, but we like to listen to yours because you'll tell us what you don't like about our stuff and what you would like to see change. Not just like, I don't like it. Show us what you want to have changed. And I like that they listen to you. That's really cool, This giant company is sitting down and listening to the guy that's this small. That was really cool. Yes, their seal and shine is amazing. They said, so their new ceramic spray wax, it's this kind of thing like that, it's in a spray bottle. They said is another level or two on top of the seal and shine. It's even better. And when I tested on myself on that Audi RS5, I was like, damn, this stuff's pretty good. So I'm really hyped to be able to show you that. If you buy no other product of the new hybrid line, you buy the ceramic product. I'm telling you, I haven't made a video about it, but you go and buy it. I don't care if it's $10, $12, $13. You will be blown away at how damn good it was. And I was truly shocked. You are the most non-YouTuber. I don't try to kiss anybody's ass. I see a lot of people that do this for a job. They don't have any other job income. So they have to kiss a lot of ass. They have to do a lot of stupid things out there. They might have to have some big titty girl sitting in the live stream or doing something like that to get attention. That's not me. I have a career job. I don't need it. If YouTube stopped tomorrow, it wouldn't bother me. It just wouldn't bother me because I'm still going to wash my cars. I still have a regular job to go to every single day. And that gives me so much freedom to say what I want and do what I want. It's awesome. I love that. And yeah, you know what? I make a paycheck from YouTube. I do let them I get ad revenue. I've never lied about that. So I do make money off of it. But if it stopped tomorrow, I wouldn't be broke. I wouldn't be like, oh God, how am I going to pay the bills? So I don't have to hype up my videos. I don't have to lie to you guys because, well, up to you. I might get companies sending me like free products to try, but I tell them, hey, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you straight to your face, I don't like the product. And they're like, cool. So I've liked that I've always had that freedom because I feel like so many YouTubers, not even in the car detailing world, but everywhere else, if they don't hype up some of these companies that they won't get any more of these products, or they won't get any more of these items from these companies if they don't hype them up or BS it and make their channel fake and seem like they're fake to you guys. I can't do that, and I like where I'm at right now. That's Jimbo you're paired with. Okay, Jimbo. I thought it was Johnny. Sorry, but thank you very much, Jimbo. All I know is they kept talking about him. He had a dented hood or something that he tries. God, I don't even know, man. Again, I don't watch the other channels, so I appreciate you setting me straight on that, Jimbo. He seemed nice. His wife was with us in the AMG G-Wagon. He has actually a dude that edits his video. It was an Asian guy that came with him. And we're freaking riding around. He's in there already editing video footage from the videos. So the Asian guy was taking all the videos and stuff. And he was in the back with the Apple iPad. And he was out, or whatever, the laptop. And he was actually editing product videos already. I'm like, man, that must be pretty nice. This guy's got it all. So that's pretty cool to, see it. I didn't think anybody paid somebody to do it. But hey, whatever works for him. Yeah, I know big YouTubers have to pay for it. But he seemed pretty nice. Like, he was doing stuff. Like, it was great. Like, on the way back, he was driving the AMG G-Wagon. And it was AMG, so we had a lot of power. So he was, like, trying to race it. Man, my ass was hanging out the window. I looked like a dumbass, like a drunk dumbass hanging out the window, like, trying to yell at people. I'm like, let's go, let's race. And I'm, like, hanging out the window. I'm like, go. And I mean, like I said, I treated him just like it was a regular Joe. I don't know who these people were, so I was just, like, goofing off the whole time. Maybe they're like, who is this weirdo? But I was loving it. I was hanging out the window, like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, half my body's out the window. So I just had a great time, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I didn't know who the guy was. I just heard his name, but I don't know why I thought it was Johnny. Yeah, different places in the world have different demand. You guys all understand about cars, right? Obviously, the Ford Ranger. We got the Ranger finally back in America. It's the Ranger they've been selling overseas for years, and here we got it over halfway through its model cycle. We get the Ranger, and it's like, yeah, we're a couple years behind getting the Ranger, but we finally got it. And different, the Prado, the Toyota Prado. We don't get that in the United States. They sell that. It's like a big type of Land Cruiser. We don't get it in the United States, but they get it a lot of times other places in the world. It's just the way the thing is, and we just don't get stuff. Jim, I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I like hanging out with y'all. It's fun, and I'm glad that I don't have to kiss anybody's ass to keep this thing going. Again, I like that. I really do, because I can say what I want, when I want it, how I want it. And if they don't like it, tough. I don't give a shit, because guess what? I'm still going to go buy their products. If Turtle Wax, let's hypothetically say, Turtle Wax loves me. They clearly love me. They all want to talk to me the whole time. And that was really fun to get to talk to them like that. If I came out and said their new products suck ass, and they cut me off tomorrow, guess what? I'm still going to go to Walmart, and I'm going to go buy their products so I can go review them. I like the freedom of it. If they want to send me the free products to try, that's fine. But I'm gonna be straightforward. I either like it, it's decent product, it's okay, it's fine, or it's stellar and you got to get that product. Or if it's like a chemical glass product that's been bombing, I'm like, dude, this crap sucks. Don't spend your money on it. Do not buy their stuff. And I can tell you, I love it. And I'm just like, this is my 2 cents. You can take it and you can go. You can watch every other YouTubers out there, and then you can take that, just use me as one grain of salt when you make your final decision if you want to buy that product or not. That's because I was contacted by some marketing person in the UK email. I will be getting 2020 products within the next few weeks, supposedly. Yeah, you will get the new 2020 products will start hitting. Ooh, they told us in November sometime is when they're going to start hitting the Walmart shelves. They're already in bottling, is what they told us, and they said we will all be getting ours before it even hits the shelves. They said the next week or 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to all have them on your doorstep. So I'm assuming the next week we're probably going to start getting them in. So that should be fine. But I personally already tested them on the Audi RS5 myself when everybody else dipped on me, and I was like, peace. I get to go play with my own cars now without anybody watching me. Because I'm one of those guys that not gets nervous or shy or anything like that, but when you're on your own, you act different. You all know that. You get these pop stars that are like, yeah, bro, let's go drink and get wasted all the time, right? Let's give you an example of that. But in reality, when they're at home, they're guaranteed they're not like that. Well, that's the way I felt. Once everybody goes away, I got to do what I wanted, how I wanted, and how I wanted to test the products. I had a completely faded out Audi RS5. Well, the paint wasn't faded, but there was no wax on it. It was dead as can be. There was not any protection on the Audi RS5. Matter of fact, it had swirls and holograms all over it. It looked like crap. It was one of those, like, just Audi sent like 15 or 20 cars for us to use on a test drive, and you can tell they're just used as test vehicles. And I was just like, I got to test it all, and I like that, and that's kind of why I just enjoyed it. And I got to test it, and I was like, yeah, this stuff's good. And I got to test it on my own way I want to do it, how I wanted to do it, without having to do it. Because what they would do is they'd have different stations around, and you would test it, and they would be like, oh, hey, do it this way, now do it this way. You know, they're leaning over the car to show you, I'm going to test it my way. And they weren't telling you you're doing it wrong. They were just like, try it this way. All right, go for it and see what you think. And then you got like 15 people watching you. I don't want anybody watching me. I don't want to be like superstar. You know, I just want to do it without any pressure. And if I want to screw around, and I did. I tried everything. I'd stacked products, tried it this way, that way, the other way, and I got to see how I really liked it. And I told them, I said, as a matter of fact, I wet down the car with your sealant spray and wax. Not the waxes the car was wet, and I sprayed it while it was wet, and it worked. And I'm like, it works. So why would you buy the wax as your wet one? And they were like, yeah, you could do that. And they're like, it's just not going to be as good. And I'm like, but it's better than the other one. So why would you do that? But hey, whatever works. And I got to try these things out there, and I got to talk to them about it instantly. Within 5-10 minutes of being done, Mike came up and talked to me and asking me about all the products. He's like, well, what do you think now that you tried it all? And I like that. At least 3 years, I'd say. Joe. I don't know, Kingsley. I don't know. I'm getting battery fading problems. I have 10% battery. Okay, I'm fine. My battery was saying it was dying. I was like, how low is it? Curious what comes out at SEMA. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't pay attention to what SEMA comes on. I just see what they come out with or whatever. I've got the Halloween version of some Warsteiner thing. You must buy the Halloween version now. I'm not going to say other companies' names that do that, but there is certain companies that do that. It's orange now. You've got to buy it because it's orange. Oh my God. It's amazing. You've got to try this. $13.99. Oh, I've got to get it. I've got to get it. They said it was in orange now. I've got to get it. I'm going to buy it. We're sold out now. Thanks so much, guys. We've just moved 100,000 units. Thanks. We're more millionaires than ever. And I'm like, God, this is the same fucking product. Stop being gullible and falling for this crap product. Half these products over the shelves are better, but no. You know what I'm talking about. You know what companies I'm talking about when I'm going like that. And that's the fun thing. I can say what I want, and I don't have to be scared about them saying, well, you're cut off now, boy. I don't care if somebody cuts me off. So it works out great. My guys, no idea what. No. Are you going to SEMA? No, I'm not going to SEMA. Can't wait to get them out. I'd love to get an event like that. Yeah, honestly, it was a blast. They contacted me about a month or so beforehand and said, hey, would you be interested in coming out to Arizona? And I'm like, sure, why am I going to Arizona for? You know, that was the way it was. And I was like, yeah, okay. Why am I going to Arizona? You're up in Chicago, Illinois. I've been to your headquarters in Chicago, so okay, well, what's going on out there? And then they explained, and then they said, you can't tell anybody about this. They said we were keeping it under complete wraps. Don't tell anybody. So I wasn't able to tell anybody that I was going to Chicago. To Phoenix. So I literally had to keep it shut for like the last month and a half beforehand we flew out. And I didn't even know until about a couple weeks before the thing that they were going to fly my whole family out. Because originally they said, no children are come, you're only allowed to have one guest, et cetera, et cetera. And then they bent the rules for me and said, you can bring your son. We're going to fly your son out here on our dime, but you have to get a babysitter. Otherwise your wife can't go. Because the first night was a dinner event out there on the country club. It was really, really pretty. And that's when they didn't tell us what products were, but they thanked everybody. They had the owners stand up and introduce themselves and talk about the company and where they would like to see the company go. And that was really cool. Ew, pumpkin spice is nasty. Ugh. Do you watch Joker yet? No, my wife doesn't like going to movies, so we don't go to the movie theaters. I wait until they hit like Redbox or Netflix or whatever. Jesus Christ. No, I haven't seen any new Turtle Box products yet. No, dude, that's why we've been talking about the whole time. Not to mess with you, PK, at all. But yes, I was at the Turtle Wax's launch event. We've been talking about that the whole time, PK. So not to pick with you or anything like that, but yeah, I was there. So yeah, I know I've already tested out all the products when I was in Arizona. These jokes are funny. They are, but you know what? Damned if they're not selling millions of dollars of product every year, and they're not, the owners of these companies aren't multimillionaires. I mean, would you not do it if not? I mean, seriously, let's all think about this. If I could tell you, every one of you ladies and gentlemen out there, if I could tell you to make a product in the very next year, make the exact same product, change the color of it, maybe the scent, but essentially it's the same product other than just like the dye they put in there and the scent they put in there, and you can sell it for a butt ton more money and call it the exact some other new product, you've got to try it. Or maybe it's a Christmas product. Now there's Christmas lights on this thing, and it says Christmas 2019, but it's the same damn product, but because the label now says Christmas 2019 with Christmas lights on it, your dumbass is going to buy 50,000 of them, and I'm going to be $5 million richer. You see what I'm saying? It's just, well, wouldn't you do it? I know, let's all not hate. We would probably all do the same damn thing. It's just funny that how gullible people are, and they're like, they keep doing it. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, it's smart. It really is business smart. And I will never hate on somebody for making money. You all have to make money to pay the bills. I get it. We're not independently rich, and it blows the mind that there's so many people that are that gullible about this stuff. And I'm like, it's the same shit every time. Why don't you just get this? Or just because of this, why don't you just go get like McGuire's? McGuire's Ultimate Detailer is great. Love this stuff. So is Mother's. Love this stuff. They don't need to change their products every year. They don't need to change their set. It's the same thing. It's damn good stuff. So why don't you just get that? But these people, hey, it's their money. It just makes me go, wow, really? I wanted to see something new. I want to see something innovative, not the same stuff over and over. Just because there's a new label on it for Christmas or Halloween or 4th of July, that I'm going to run out and sell it. But people do. And you know what? They are freaking smart because they got people that'll do that for them. So 2 thumbs up that we weren't smart enough to do that same thing. You know what I mean? Because if we were smart like that, we'd be balling right now. We'd be balling, son. I'm going to Europe for the next 2 months. I don't need to work anymore. I'm good. You know, I got my 10 Ferraris outside. So I don't have enough garage space, and I don't care. If they get wrecked, I don't really care. I got millions of dollars in my account. I'll be doing it. You know, we'd all be doing it. So, but I can't see myself doing that kind of stuff and buying those products. I see through it. You know, when people are fake in life, and you know that, you know, like the typical cheerleader girls that are really fake, and the dumb jocks in school that were really fake, and you are smart enough to see through their fakeness. Like, they were dumb as a brick in school. They barely get like C's and D's in school, and you're like, man, you're never going to get anywhere in life. But a lot of the kids were like, he's the popular one, or she's so pretty. 15 years from now, they're literally nobodies. I've seen it now because I'm older. And you're like, wow, what happened to you? You were the high school jock. You were the beauty queen. What the hell? Now you're 300 pounds and you've got 5 kids. And this literally happens all the time. If you can see through what is really going on, it's like, oh. And that's me. I look at those and I see it like that. I'm like, nah. These products over here are better. I'll stay with them. But hey, these guys are smart. They got great business sense, and they get to do it. And maybe we should have done that, but I don't really care. I just don't buy it. They see you should make a peppermint scented. Don't they already though, Dalton? Don't they already make a peppermint scented one at Christmas? At least I bet Adams makes it. Adams probably makes a peppermint scented one, but I thought Chemical Guys did. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong about that. If I would make it, I would make it sell. How does CMX compare to Turtle Wax? Okay, CMX is just as easy to apply, and the beading and sheeting is just as damn good. But I will not know how long it will last until I try it on a car. So my thing is, I'll probably end up trying it out on the minivan or something like that. That way, when the minivan, it sits outside every single day in the Florida sun. So we'll be able to get true long distance term testing by leaving it on a vehicle that's outside every day, that's used every single day in the Florida sun. It's not being covered in the garage. So that'll be a good way for us to test. But right now, it beads up and sheets up just like that. I don't think Turtle Wax says that you should keep it out of the water for a certain amount of time. They did mention something like that in passing, but I sprayed water all over it immediately, and it was like, damn, it's really good. Where pretty sure Mother says the best results are to let it sit and cure for 24 hours. So, you know, I don't know. CG Christmas Edition. What, Bender, why are you not working for Chemical Guys? You are the next product manager, product development manager at that rate. You keep it up, man. You keep it up. What? No, I love hanging out with my subscribers. It's one of the best things to do. You know, I'll be real with you guys. You do get kind of burnt out doing YouTube stuff. And after hearing these guys, these other YouTubers talk about how they just feel sometimes so pressured to put out videos all the time. You know, I told them, I said, then don't. Don't. If you feel that pressure to put it out, then don't put it out. It's not, your life will go on. You know, take a step back and realize that, you know, you're going to burn yourself out. And that's essentially what happens. You putting out 2-3 videos every single week, plus a live stream, that's 4 things a week you're going to do, plus you're working another job. Some of those guys are actual detailers by trade, and they're in their place, and they still have to work every day in their regular job, detailing cars. I mean, talk about a quick burnout. And I tell them that. But so I miss the companionship. I miss getting to talk to people. It's a lot of fun. But at the same time, I needed to step back for a while too. Every summer, when I usually take a break, I just take a break all summer. I'm like, I'll put out barely anything. But it doesn't bother me because I'm in it to just relax. And I'm in it just to have fun. And thank God I don't have to do anything more. So yeah, I do miss getting to talk to people. I do miss answer questions. I bet I have 1,000 comments on YouTube right now. I haven't responded to any of them because I'm just like, I'm just going to let it chill. When this week we hit 75 as a high, and I was like, oh my God, this is a high of 75 degrees. It was like January temperature for Florida. I was like, let's go make videos. Like, I was really psyched. I'm like, fucking, it's cooling down again. I'm going to make some videos. Let's go. And that's the attitude I had. And then, of course, it's been raining all week, so it really didn't matter anyways. But I like it. So yeah, I do miss getting to hang out and talk to my subscribers. It's been a lot of fun. Am I not gaining 2,000, 5,000 subscribers a month like some of the channels do? No, but who cares? That stuff, I don't mean to be mean or anything, but YouTube is a fleeting thing. Half of these YouTube things or half of these companies online, they don't last very long. I'm not saying YouTube's going to go away tomorrow, but there's a hell of a lot of companies trying to copy YouTube's success. Right now, they're the big dogs on the block, but I don't know. I don't know in 10, 15 years from now what we're going to see, or there's going to be another YouTube out there, you know, that kind of thing. I hate the new bottles. The new bottles suck on Ego 1. They're all Chinese crap made, and you can tell they've definitely cheaped out. I've had nothing but problems with their new bottles. The products are fine. The bottles suck, and which pissed me off when you're going to use them, so that's why I won't use them. And it's bad. McGuire's Fast Finish. Excellent. Love it. As a matter of fact, my box is somewhere right over there. Love that stuff. I had the insane beating with CMX. Oh, CMX was amazing. They were truly the best over-the-counter silica spray product I had tried. Period. Nothing could beat them. Nothing could beat them. See, the Seal and Shine is like a really heavy-duty Carnauba or something like. It's like kind of a mix with a sealant, heavy Carnauba stuff. So it's not. We had no SiO2 in it. Their new ceramic spray has SiO2, where the mother CMX is SiO2, and that damn crap is amazing. So they were the absolute best of 2019 when it came to just an SiO2 product. Turtle Wax Seal and Shine, also freaking stellar. But that's more of a sealant, so it's a little bit different. But both of them, top-rated A+ products. Nothing out there for 2019 could beat them. Nothing. And so I was really shocked when I saw CMX come out there. Applicator pad, you sit for 3 hours, 24 hours. Yeah, what I did when I first applied the CMX is every day for 4 days straight, I would apply it to the car. So I had 4 layers of that stuff. That stuff sat for a good 4 months before it finally faded off the hood, before it was basically almost all gone. 4 months, and it was like a spritz, done. And I would do that once every night after I got home from work. And that stuff was amazing. Now, the sides of the car were still beating up like crazy, but on the top that was actually facing the sun, that faded. 40 degrees right now. It's not 40 degrees here, Dalton. It is very hot right now. I am very sticky and sweaty and oily right now from being out here in the garage. This is the fun stuff. I love all the comments. Oh my God. Can you believe he has a ring on and a watch on and he's touching his car? Oh, those are always the fun comments. I'm like, bro, it's my car. Do you think I'm really going to scratch up something? And if I did, God forbid I did, it's still my car, bitches. I could do what I want. And I love those comments. Those comments are the best. You're doing it wrong. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. You know, and people dog you out about silly things like that. I don't even give a crap because I don't pay attention to them all. I let any comment fly on my channel. I don't care as long as it's not vulgar, not racist, not sexist, anything like that. The minute they start being racist or vulgar or something, boom, they're off the channel, blocked permanently. I don't respond to them. I block them. All right, Joe. Yeah, my phone's about to die anyways. I have 4% battery life, so I'll be leaving in a little while soon. Yeah, Bender, it is. It is good. I know you have plenty of products, but if you need any Auto Geek selling it, I know, dude. Super Dave, I get their emails nonstop, bro. Nonstop. I get it from there. I get it from other detailing companies and stuff like that all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I've got tons. You guys know how many I have. There's boxes down here full of shit. The entire inside closet. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's really good. Oops, stepped on something. All those boxes up there are there. All the boxes on this level are there. Boxes down here and all through here are full of products. The entire closet over there was full of products. My main closet. The shelf is here, full of products down here. I got crap everywhere. I could go my entire rest of my life with never having to buy any more products, and I'd probably be pretty damn good. I might need some wheel cleaning products. I might need a spray detailer or something like that. But for the most part, I have everything I could use forever. Let's put it that way. And yet I still keep buying more crap, don't I? And that's the fun thing. Sorry, my throat. Sorry, my throat's kind of like that. But that's the fun thing about this stuff is even if YouTube stopped tomorrow, I'd still keep buying products. I know I'm just crazy. I keep buying stuff and keep spending money on these products. And that's the real. Before I ever made a YouTube channel and made these videos for you guys and just gave my 2 cents, I was buying products like this. I truly was buying products like this. I had shelves full of crap I was buying. And then I put up 1 or 2 videos out there and people would seem like, did this little cut rate video, 2-second, it's like 5-minute video about something. It's terrible to watch. It didn't matter. People were like, ooh, I want to see. I wanted questions and questions and questions. And what about this? What about that? And then it just slowly went from there all the way up. No more 303? Yeah, I got 303 products. 303 products are, where are they at? I have some 303 products there, and I got a whole other box in there. I have my fabric stuff out there on the back by the patio. Yeah, I still got 303 products for sure. Had to ship me an applicator pad $3 product because Bowen didn't see this. Wow, that's crazy. But you know what? They stepped up and they took care of it. I got to talk to the Auto Geek reps when I was there. I didn't know who they were, of course, and then they were like, "Oh, we're for Auto Geek." I was like, "Oh, cool. I've been down there to your Detail Fest a couple times." I was like, "Yeah, I missed it when it was at the original place, or when it was at the Palm Beach Convention Center." So what happened is once they teamed up with Barrett Jackson. Barrett Jackson, if you're a while there, you remember, made their own detailing products. Well, Barrett Jackson told them that only certain companies were allowed to attend this year's Detail Fest because it was being held at their Barrett Jackson auction. And they basically didn't want competition, any of their competitors, to be there. So they gave a list and said, Auto Geek, you can only invite these detailing companies to Detail Fest this year, which is complete crap. If you are a detail company, you should have been there. And why Auto Geek decided to pair up with Barrett Jackson and do it at the auto fair, I don't understand. That was a stupid decision because half the companies or more were not allowed to attend because apparently they were direct competitors to Auto Geeks or Barrett Jackson stuff. And I'm like, Barrett Jackson hasn't put anything on the shelves in years. What the hell? But I was told this from a company that they were not allowed to attend that year because supposedly they were a direct competitor to them, and basically they were not allowed to go. Barrett Jackson put the thing on and said, nope. And that's ridiculous. But yeah, Auto Geek was very nice when I was there meeting him. Be a Washington for Halloween. Dude, I never even dress up, man. I don't even dress up for Halloween. I just go. Like, my son, we're going to find something for my son. That's about it. G9 polishers. I'm very interested in that, Aaron. Very, very interested. But I already have the G6, the 6-inch version. And on top of that, I thought about getting a newer, more powerful one, but I was looking at getting a Flex. But if some miracle shined down on me that somebody from Grillo has found out that I was interested in trying out one of their new G9s, and they decided to send it to me, I would have no complaints because I love my G6, my 6-inch one. The 3-inch one, I'm not that happy with. It's too under power. It dies in like 2 seconds. You put any pressure on it, it stops spinning. But the G6, I use it on all my cars. I use it on other people's cars. It is amazing. Lifetime warranty. I would gladly get it. But I was looking to get a more powerful one, like a Flex or a battery-powered Flex one, so I didn't have to deal with the cord all the time. How's G-Tar doing? Your mom is doing wonderful right there. Still see it? I washed it a couple weeks ago, and it's got some dust on it, and that's about it. It just kind of sat in here recently. Hasn't done too much. I pull it out for like once a week, let it run for like 15, 20 minutes, and maybe take it around the neighborhood once or twice, and then I put it back in the garage because it's just easier taking the Civic Type R because it's a 4-door, or I take my Blue Prelude, which is at the audio shop right now, getting rewired for all its speakers. It's easier for me to take all that stuff, so that's generally what I do. But I love the GTR is fine. Everybody keeps asking, they're going to sell it and get a new sports car, and I'm like, mm-mm. I'm not getting any more payments. I got this payment on the Civic Type R. Once that's gone, I'm pretty much car payment out for a while. You got a flex yet? No, I don't polish and stuff. So what I do normally is, I don't have that many cars. We have 5 cars, okay? The white Prelude's paint is in complete crap mode. It's starting to have some surface rust on it. It's just an old ass car, so I don't try and do anything to that really anymore. It needs a new paint job. The blue car needs a new paint job. It's obviously going bad. It's got the rust on it. It's got to get redone. I've been putting that on the back burner for a while now. So basically, I only have to worry about 3 cars. Well, because I maintain the cars and I always use a 2-bucket method and I always switch out mitts, I really don't get a lot of swirls and scratches in it because I treat it so nice. Like when I'm washing it, I'm barely putting any pressure on the mitt, so I'm not grinding into the paint. And so I really don't get a lot of swirls and scratches in it. Over the year, I might have a few swirls here and there, but it doesn't take too much to get rid of them. So that's why I've kind of stayed with it was without buying a new polisher, because it's like the Rios one works, why get rid of it? Yeah, man, I understand. You're too old. You old man. Yeah, I got 2% battery left anyway, so it's really not a big deal. I totally understand you guys. So we'll probably go ahead and start wrapping it up now then. My goal originally was to actually make a video today, but it was raining again today. With the Vonix, I was going to wash the Type R and test it up the Vonix on it, and then we were going to do a long-term test on it for Detail Ground, that company here in Orlando. But that didn't work. I am going to go start renting some vehicles to test out some Masterson stuff on and letting you guys see that new Masterson's wax called the Legend out there. It's a Carnauba hand-poured wax. So we'll see. I heard it's really expensive too. I don't know. I didn't pay for it. They sent it to me, but we'll see how it is. And then, of course, I have all new Turtle Wax stuff coming soon, which we'll be testing out as well. But there you go. New Supra. It's okay. I'll be at Toyota tomorrow because my wife's going in for her minivan service here at the Central Florida Toyota. But it's just a BMW to me, and it just doesn't scream Toyota like the original Mark IVs did. Mark IVs are, God, they're gorgeous. So I would take the Mark IV. Yeah, Jim, thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I really do appreciate it. Be real, though, if you haven't gone through whatever, just keep telling your friends about it. I am still alive. If you haven't left a thumbs up, if you want to leave a thumbs up for me, you can go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me. Let everybody, that way it'll pop up in people's live streams and stuff like that, and people will get to see, they're like, oh, he's back alive. It's not like I was dead. I was just in flight school, and it's just too hot here in Florida to be doing it in the summer. Now, if we can get the air conditioner put in here, which is what we were originally going to do, we were going to put one of those mini splits in here, you know, like the long vent here that keeps it cool, and they're really quiet. We're going to put one of those bad boys in here, but with us getting ready to sell the house in the next year, 2 years, there's no point for us to spend a couple $1,000 more to put a full-on air conditioner in here. Maybe a little one of those window ones, but not a full one. So that's kind of why I stayed away from making videos in the summer. I'm like, too hot, don't care. And that's what basically happened. Bump on my Veloster comment. I didn't see your comment, by the way, so I apologize. Thoughts on using dealership cars testing? No, I'm just gonna go get a rental car. It's easier for me. That way I don't have to ask any questions. I just rent the car, pay for it, like a little Econo box car, and then I can just test it on my own. Great to see you again. Doing fine. Thanks, Pooh. I appreciate you stopping by this evening. I know it meant a lot to see you guys a lot more and talk again. So, I don't know when the next video is going to come out. Don't expect it to be tomorrow or anything like that. I'd like to have one in the next week, but don't expect a lot. Live stream as well, I don't know. The next couple weeks is going to be kind of on and off. I don't know if I'll be in town, not in town. Like last 3 weeks, we were in Jacksonville every single weekend for my wife's best friend's wedding that was in our wedding years ago. She got married, so we were up in Jacksonville. We stayed at the Hyatt and all that stuff. Was badass. But and that's what kind of got me on to say, look, if you get me a house on the river in St. John's River in Jacksonville, Florida, I will move. And that immediately was like, done. Let's go. So that's now we're starting to look at houses like that. So anyways, y'all, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you all staying with me. I really love you guys. What we'll do is I'll see you when I see you, but I promise you it won't be near as long this time. So until then, have a great weekend. Have fun with the family. Take care, and I'll see you all a little bit then. Take care.